Make it clap.
Very snow. That's crazy.
And you snow this, man.
Very slow news week. You know, I've been at the golf course a lot recently, and I noticed I've been really in tune with nature because I'm seeing these birds on this DirecTV like commercial right now, and there's this hawk like near hole 16 at Bonita that just be like chirping, bro. You can hear him on any hole. And I just be amazed. He got like a 5 feet wingspan. This is all conversations that Negroes is not supposed to have.
No, I think this is exactly what we need to start having.
Why is that?
Because, bro, if the world keep looking like the world looking, brother's going to have to be outside. We got to get in touch with nature. I don't know if y'all know this.
Oh, man.
All I'm saying is, we used to have to be outside doing unwanted labor, obviously, for hundreds of years. And I feel like we were in tune with, like, black people for some reason now make fun of country black people. And I don't understand that when we was all outside for 100 years.
That's a good point.
Why is all of a sudden, like, why do you want to be a suburban? Like, we make fun, hood dudes make fun of suburban dudes, and suburban dudes make fun of the country ones, and the country ones are the only one with life skills.
Nah, you're right. I'll give it to you. And life skills are going away.
Bro, I've been looking at trade schools. I'm thinking about leaving as an electrician or plumber. Zoe by 2026.
Hey, you know what?
I'm dead serious.
I probably would have laughed at you 3 years ago, but I've been robbed every.
bro. Hey, you want to hear something funny?
I've been robbed by every one of them that's coming to my house in the last 3 or 4 years.
One of my homegirls is funny. I said, I was telling her, I was like, I'm trying to be a liquor rep, and that doesn't work. I'm going to go to trade school. She said, that makes sense. They be making a lot of money. You always been a trick. I said, hey, yo, bruh.
That's crazy work. Nah, man, I feel it, man. Like, if you did that, it'd probably be a good look for you.
Oh, yeah.
Like, honestly.
I'm trying to go electrician because I feel like plumbing just seems, it's like either death or smell like outside all day. And
my only problem with plumbing, any one of these jobs that we talk about is that people's, like minimum sufficient standard of living is different. Like, some of them plumbing calls you gonna get.
No. Bro, that's what I'm saying, dude. That's the only reason why I'm thinking more electrician work. Because, like, you can do commercial plumbing, but I feel like there's a lot more probably commercial electrician work out there, I would assume. I could be wrong. I just feel like you go most places, they only got 2-bit restrooms.
Yeah.
They got a bunch of lights and different stuff that's getting hooked up.
That's another thing. I wonder if there's plumbing gangs.
There's probably plumbing. I mean, I think I don't know if
there's Uber gangs.
Is there a plumbing? Yeah, when they all, like, sit there trying to make the spike go.
Yeah, they be like, or when they be like, hey, man, get out our block.
Low key.
like for real.
You think that's because the cabbies are the worst, bro.
You think? Oh, yeah.
Yeah. My boy told me when his dad got here from, well, he's Kurdish, so when his dad got here from their homeland, whatever, I'm not going into that. But yeah, when his dad got here, he said that he just was trying to make a buck, and like, them old ones, man, they wasn't giving it up. They wasn't giving up. Dudes fighting at the airport. You gonna play it, bro. Life's a trip, man.
Oh,
people don't play. Hey, people don't play about their money. No matter where you at, the one thing we know in life, people don't play about their money.
Nah, that's for real. And territory.
Yeah, hey,
territory.
Hey, natural resources, bread, and homeland will always get you shot.
Look, people keep speaking of territory, people keep talking about the Gaza Strip and Iran and all this other shit. This is like one of them things where, like, if your homies is fighting and they've been fighting for years about shit, this is not the fight that I just want to get into.
That's it. Like I say, we've talked about this on pod before. I'm not okay with killing women and children, but as far as like who's right and who's wrong,
it's a very long list.
That's why I'm just like, I've stayed away from this, but I will always endorse we should not be killing women and children.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna, because here's the thing. I don't want to say one side is wrong because they look more wrong right now, but then we look back in time, we're like, oh, you started this shit. Yeah. Like, you're just the victim currently.
Yeah.
But you started, but I don't know this.
I've Googled it, and then you get lost because there's so many regimes that come in, keeping that same energy.
People forget that the war on terrorism and Operation Iraqi Freedom really started because George Bush misspoke and called it a crusade. And that set shit off. So I'm going to watch what I say. Because I sit on here every week and say words got power. And George Bush sat up there and said one wrong adjective. And niggas been beefing for 15 years.
For a minute, man. You know what, though? I had watched the doc on that, too. I think I brought that up. I'm not sure if I did, but I had rewatched the doc. And I was like, yo, what happened to the war on terror? Like we just stopped it.
No.
It just became Afghanistan war.
It wasn't the war on terror. Brothers needed gas.
I feel like it took 15 years to get Osama. That's crazy because that's what the whites are saying now. We told you it's too close. It's too close. We didn't want him in there.
His middle name is Hussein.
Bro had the greatest hide and seek skills known to man.
Bro.
In modern day technology.
Hey, my dude is 6'4".
That's what I'm saying.
He should be playing shooting guard for the national team.
Nah, he just wanted to squeeze in a cave. Bro, I watched that whole thing on how they captured him. The crazy part is that we had an opportunity, like I never knew this. They don't never tell you that shit till later. But we had an opportunity to get bro maybe like 8 or 9 years before.
Yeah, no, that's the one thing, like, we always talk about what presidents do and everything like that. Yeah, we got him during Barack's presidency, but it was the George Bush plan that was cleared.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, I mean, it's cool. Like, as long as we get on, I don't care. As long as he got. I'm not giving credit to anybody extra that don't need it. But yeah, it's like, but being 6'4" and high, how do you not find a 6'4" Middle Eastern dude?
No, or not know, like, hey, we haven't, you know why though?
How many of them are there?
I haven't seen that many.
I don't know too many people.
I ain't gonna lie.
6'4"?
When I went to college, bro, you start seeing more people brought together that you didn't normally see. You start seeing some people that you like, yo, y'all big. I'm just in a part of town maybe where the food wasn't hitting for you.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Because, you know, when you think about it, too, with y'all, like, your mom and dad are short.
Sure.
Who else is tall than you?
Our great-grandmother's tall. Grandma's like 5'8", 5'9", almost. Your mom's tall.
Yeah, but I didn't get that. I didn't get 6'2". Stephanie is tall.
Yeah.
I don't know her dad.
Rocky,
like.
Desi tall.
Stephanie's our aunt or cousin.
Yeah. Yeah, but like
she shrunk.
Ironically, half the women in our family are like either 5'7" or 5'2". There's no in between.
Yeah, but I'm trying to figure out where you got the 6'2" gene from, and the shit just.
But my dad's short. His tallest brother's like maybe 6 foot. But a lot of my, a lot of my cousins though, because my dad's like 1 to 10. If anybody knew, a lot of my cousins, the male ones, we're all about 6 feet tall. So like,
no, he had the recessive gene.
Yeah, so but like him and like his 3 closest brothers are like all like 5'7" to 5'9". Most of my aunts, like once again, most of my aunts are taller than the men in the family.
That's crazy.
To be honest. But my dad's mom was also tall too. I think she's about 5'8". Is
that Geechee? Yeah.
Yeah, we Geechee. Yeah. They're tall and loud.
Yeah, they be out there working harder than the bed out there in the field, though, probably, man.
Yeah.
Let's see, we got that. And okay.
Woman in our family is 6'5".
All right, breaking news. The tallest woman in our family is 6'5". Me and Carlos have been robbed.
Yeah, I don't know who that is and why she's not. Well, the WNBA didn't come out to what, 92? 93?
I think 99, bro.
Maybe.
Sister was on. This is crazy. I remember this. The WNBA came on because Lisa Leslie's on one of the episodes, and the WNBA just came out.
That can't be 93 then. That's
it's
probably about
like 99.
96. So
maybe 97.
The leading scorer in San Diego State, like the whole history for women, I work with her.
You're lying.
I swear to God.
She a bucket?
She was. And then
Why are you laughing?
I like Miss Judy. She's great too, right?
Yeah.
But you could tell by her knees, like how she be walking.
Oh, she used to give out that work.
Yeah.
She used to give out work. Hey, when you give out work, you know they gave out work. If they start walking like Kenny Smith
or Patrick Ewing, that
bro, I'm gonna let you know their pivot game was crazy.
Yeah, that the strain on your knees over time. But Miss Judy, the reason why I brought that up though is because she probably would have had a different life instead of working where I'm at. But the WNBA literally came out the year after she graduated.
Yeah, and it's like, it's harder to get. Also, you gotta remember, it was like 8 teams. There was also, like, she was 19. There was 30-year-old women trying to get in this draft.
That's
this
real.
Track. Like, people forget, it wasn't like, people always forget, like, they should be so ahead of time. It's like, no, the best players, most of the best players when they first came out, were old because they had been playing overseas. Like, you want the best product, so we're gonna get the best players. Yeah, you trying to get some of these young bucks built in, you know. Right. But at the end of the day, it's about getting a chip. So if I got to draft someone who's 28 years old, I'm drafting her.
I wonder if they drafted anyone back then, like in the first year. I don't know.
Yeah, because you know what's funny?
We've never seen a new league of a sport like come together.
No, I mean we've seen spring football like 5 times.
No, but no. But it's not still here, is what I'm saying. Like all the sports that were here before we were born are still popping now.
Yeah,
like they're American mainstream sports. There's no new sport right now that has the same acclaim as football, basketball, and baseball. Right? So the baseball shit was like what 1800s. Basketball probably 1800s too. So it's like we never got to see like a sport start and then take off.
That's a good point. I never thought of that.
Yeah, I just thought of it right now randomly. And then I made a solid point on the fly because that was crazy.
Yeah, because most of them go away. But also, like, even if they go away, though, like, it's about the inauguration of it, like, the first, like, season. So it's the first season getting a draft. Because also, to your point, like, how the Valkyrie and the WNBA are now, they're an expansion team. So, you know, they did like they did back in the day, like how the Pistons.
Fire-ass name, though.
I know, the Golden State Valkyrie is stupid.
That's a fire name. If you know what a Valkyrie is, that shit is low-key.
Yeah, like, for a women's sports team name, that's hard.
That's kind of hard.
That's stupid hard.
I was like, yo, no one else thought of this before the Mystics?
Like, the Connecticut Suns was getting it done.
Oh, the Mystics is crazy.
And by the way, I've been in Connecticut. Ain't no sun.
No. Every time they show me a Patriots clip, the sun is not out.
Bro, Connecticut only got 4 things.
And the reason why I say that is because they always show you like, what's my man's name? Aaron Hernandez clips.
I was going to say, Connecticut only got 4 things, bro.
Dead trees,
gloomy weather, Puerto Ricans, and pistols.
It's the Seattle, Washington of the East Coast.
Bro, gun waving New Haven is the most dangerous place.
That's a fire name too, I can't lie.
Bro.
So is that really a thing?
Yes, bro.
That's pretty fire.
I went to Connecticut.
I wouldn't go there if you said that.
I went to Connecticut on spring break. I went to Hartford, and then we went to New Haven. Shout out to my godmom. Her husband is an alderman in Hartford. Went out there, got my hair cut in a little treacherous area, not gonna lie. Then we went to New Haven. I ain't never going back to Connecticut unless I got to, bro.
Yeah, there's no reason.
Never, bro.
I've never heard anyone say, I'm going to Connecticut for spring break or
no, don't get me wrong.
for the summer.
It is really nice out there, though. It is, like, during the fall, like, it's really nice. And during the spring, it was pretty nice, too. But I'm just saying, people from the East Coast will let you know, like, there's certain places on the West Coast.
What's the major city in Connecticut?
You have Hartford, New Haven, there's one more. They have...
Maybe.
They got one more. I forget, but I think Hartford is the capital, if I'm not mistaken.
That's crazy. Now that you said that, I don't think I know anyone that's ever been in Connecticut.
Well, so they were in our conference. We played 2 teams that were out there.
Yeah, but like even where you went, I don't know nobody that went there either since you. That's a real thing. Who else you know that's ever went to those spots?
One of the chick I used to deal with in high school out there now. It was funny because she actually, I just talked to her recently. But outside of that, maybe like 2 or 3 people. Like I said, one of my best friends that I met in college, he's from out there.
That's crazy.
So I stayed with him. I was in Connecticut like 9-10 days ago.
We can start naming. I've never met anyone that's like, oh, I'm going to go visit Maine.
I've been to Maine.
Pennsylvania. Unless you're going to Philly.
No, Hershey Park. People go to Hershey Park.
I don't know anything about that.
Yeah.
What's another one that's up there? I never met anyone who went to North Dakota or South Dakota either.
We have family from North Dakota and South Dakota. They were just here.
Oh, them?
Yeah, they were just here. Like, literally just here.
They were born there.
They lived there.
Yeah, but
for over 30 years.
That's a long time.
That's a very long time.
Hey, you know what? At that point, you got to accept that you just a different person, too.
Yeah.
I feel like my black experience as a South Dakotian.
Our cousin's 6'6" living in North Dakota as a black man.
Yeah.
That's a different lifestyle.
Where are you working? At the Riggs?
No, I think he works for a radio station. I think that's like his gig. Yeah. Our family got some weird. I'm
just saying, working at a radio station in Dakota.
I want to say he was military. He ended up there when he got out. He started working at the radio station.
Broadcasting what? We got broadcasting genes.
I mean, look, what are we doing now?
That's what I'm saying. But in North Dakota, I can only imagine. Like, heard the pod last week.
Hey,
that's Sarah Ann 2 miles down the block.
Hey, my question is this: who giving up job security? He been there that long.
I ain't mad. Yeah. Ain't nobody rivaling it. They haven't had a new applicant in 30.
Hey, bro.
30 years.
Hey, the check clears every week.
Oh, my God. Yeah, you ain't never lied. You know what? He good, man. Got him a 5. He laughing at us. He got him a 5-bedroom house for $250. Exactly. He living his best life. All right, man. Jay's supposed to get here at some point in time. We'll find out. Let's get to it. You don't need to hear the verse on that one. Yeah. Yes. I want to welcome you out to the You Wasn't Outside podcast on the Grown Folks Podcast Network. I'm one of your hosts, not doing the most normal. That's Karl. To my front, I have my man, the myth, the legend, Dunzo, give us your call tags.
It's the South Bay Savant, the Sultan is single, the Dusty Dynamo himself. How we doing today, boys and girls?
There we go. And then Jay's going to be here in a little bit. Miss Juicy J. That's crazy. They keep showing that catch, man. We ain't going. All the top plays be against my team when you look at it. All my teams. They be the Chargers, the Angels. Everybody just be getting shitted on, man. Listen, welcome to another installment. Last week was supposed to be the last pod. If you guys look, I am not going to pay this year for a full year of pod stuff. So you're only going to be able to catch whatever the bandwidth of new episodes are. So if you want to peep our old shit, you probably can start around episode 180 something on YouTube. Other than that, you're only going to get maybe the most recent episodes from like the last 10 weeks maybe. Just so that you guys get that disclaimer. Like I said, we're on borrowed time right now.
Are they going to go away on Spotify and stuff?
They'll stay on Spotify. Like, it'll stay on all those websites. It's only that only a few of them will only be added at that point.
Okay.
Like I said, I'm only doing this like just to make sure that we see our sister Jay off well, right? Right now I'm doing and obviously I'm cool with like not potting today and not finishing up, but you know, you guys are just getting a little extra added episodes, but if you don't catch it early enough, like if you like way behind on a few, ain't nothing I can tell you at this point because I ain't paying that $5.50 for a year.
I'm not gonna lie, I asked what time the pod was yesterday when I saw you. I thought I missed the last one. I thought it was over. I thought you were gonna be like, "Hey, bro, it's over." Be like, "All right, cool."
Nah. We good. I'm on borrowed time, like I said, and I'll let y'all know when it's the last one. But other than that, we ain't there yet. I do love the way this room is transformed, though. Like,
I'm gonna start writing it out.
I wish for a fact, like.
We're gonna put some curtains in here. When your mom and dad,
I want to put a door right there. We'll put a door there.
We're gonna start shooting some content. If you got an OF, let me know. We got a whole studio.
The tripod is crazy off of the phone too. Like,
we go gorilla
shooting OnlyFans clips in here on these couches is crazy. Oh my god, you gotta get some covers.
No, we just doing the prequel to the scene.
The prequel is crazy.
We shoot only storylines in this room.
Absolutely, storylines. All my children. That sounds crazy.
Our Father's Day is wild.
What you mean?
Saying all my children.
Oh yeah. I got a lot of Father's Day shit in here today. We're gonna give men their flowers finally after 7 years of doing this pod. I can say that with Jay not here and not getting a side eye. You know what else? So slow news week, like I said earlier. If it ain't Iran, if it ain't Trump acting up and this immigration shit, a lot of stuff been just like overlooked, right?
Yeah.
So, but I you know what? Here's the thing. And this actually kind of goes into my shows to watch shit a little bit. But white people just wilding right now. Like on an all-time high. And I got a few good white friends. I ain't gonna even lie. I'm gonna go ahead and buy Grace real quick too. But at the same time, it's just, bro, you can't swoop up all the farmers.
All right.
And not think that the farmers that own the place, because anybody that's ever been in like any Central Valley town or even out here at Imperial Valley or whatever, right? When you go to those farming places, yes, it be Mexicans that be working those fields. But who owns those fields is white people. So for my man to say, hey, we going to swoop up about 30,000 of them. Oh, wait a minute. Why the price of oranges going up 85 cents? Because ain't nobody out there.
How y'all love avocados and hate who pick them?
That shit's crazy.
Hey, you know what's crazy? We gonna see it. CNN and Fox News got a correspondent for everything.
Right.
I never seen them get someone from the agricultural department or one of these like smaller town guys that are like dealing with this. Obviously, the industrial farms is a whole different story. But we're talking about like stealing jobs. Like these industrial farms are supposed to be getting like through and through people, but these smaller farms, they might be bending some.
Yeah, bring me the guy with the overalls.
Yeah, like what does he think? Because I'm gonna let you know, 9/11 happened, and we had the Dixie Chicks on Fox News. There's a reason why Dave Chappelle said, well, "Who gives a fuck what Ja Rule got to think at a time like this?" I just want to know why we've asked everybody, but the people affected.
Yeah, for real.
Everybody swears. Everybody who doesn't work in agriculture or work in restaurants or doesn't work and all these industries that are going to get affected. Those are the people who got the most to say and don't even understand. You trying to get jobs to who? Andrew Schultz has a great joke. He says they steal jobs. He said, I had never seen a Mexican walk into the back of a restaurant and put a gun to the dishwasher's head and say, go home.
That's real.
It's the truth.
That's real. And you know what? You work in the food industry too, so it's like you get a chance to see some of these guys that are like applying. These are not good people that are applying in place of the people that like want these jobs or have these jobs already.
Well, I'll say this. I got my job because they did a sweep in Chicago and here about 10 years ago. The Cheesecake in Chicago lost like 65% of their staff.
Because they did the sweeps?
I'm not going to say where, but I work places where people, you know, if you need a Social Security card, you can go get one. But my thing is like this. People don't realize that they don't pay taxes. Here's the thing. If you stole a dead person's Social Security card and you got a pay stub, guess what you did? You paid taxes on that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I'm not saying it's right, but there's a lot more wrong in this world that needs to be addressed besides someone who just wants to send $350 back each week to their family, like, and wherever they're at. That's
what
crazy.
really fucked me up is they be talking about the crimes. And the statistics have been there this whole time. Look, man, white people make up more than half of the people that are represented in these jails. It's true. When they say the word over-representation, that means that if there's only 5% of us in San Diego, but 10% of us make up the jail population, that's when they say there's a disproportionate number. Yeah. Not that we're at 50%. It'd be a lot of white folks in these jails for bullshit. So to sit here and be like, oh, they come here and they commit crimes, not at a faster rate than the motherfuckers that's already been here the whole time.
I got a question. Why didn't we did all these sweeps? I know there's a lot of Europeans here. I'll stay in work visas. Ain't nobody talk about that shit. Because to me, it's not a white or black issue. It's well, here's the thing. If we gonna go after the Hispanic homies who are here too long, aren't resident aliens, all that, yada, 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 then go after everybody.
No,
Kate from Manchester, who got fired from IBM 8 months ago and doesn't have a sponsorship anymore, go get her.
They ain't going to get her. But then they making threats online to get other people. Your boy JD Vance, not your boy, but you just
don't put that evil on me, Ricky.
JD Vance out here telling people, "Hey, I'll come get you. You keep it up."
JD Vance got an associate's degree. I'm not dealing with him.
That shit's crazy. But you know what? This is the era that we live in, man. I'm just saying, like when you go to these places, man, like Zoe,
no
right now.
To the associate
if I told you, bro, I pay you $25 an hour if you go pick some oranges.
Yeah,
you go.
Yeah.
But if I said, nah, you know what? 17 might be the number.
Probably not.
Yep.
And you know the funny thing is, you know why that farmer can afford that land and that water and to feed his family? Because that $11 difference on 90 different people makes a goddamn difference.
Absolutely. Yeah, big ass difference. And you not going to go tell nobody about me not providing y'all half the shit you need.
Hey, you know what's funny? I'm going to throw this one out there. America's full of crap because a lot of these companies know these people. A lot of these companies, one, they don't require real social background checks or social security cards. I got an argument with my mother about this because she tried to tell me this. I'm like, bro, I work in an industry where people have fake social security cards. They're only supposed to run the social security. They don't have to match your name to the social security card or the social security number when you do your background check necessarily. There's a lot of states that don't have to do that. There's 8 states that you can fill out applications and not even have to put a social security number. My thing is this.
I think we're one of them.
No, I don't think we're one of them. I mean,
I don't think I put my social security card.
No, so technically, like, there's like certain jobs. Like, you work at like YWO and shit, you're not supposed to. But what we put is, are you legally allowed to work in the United States, which is different. Some states don't even put that. My thing is this, though. If this is affecting jobs and we want to give Americans jobs and all this other stuff, why don't we penalize these companies that had these illegal immigrants working here then? But they won't do that. You know why? Because economically, that will hurt everybody the same way he's talking about. If we were penalizing companies for hiring them instead of hiring Americans like they're supposed to be doing, then guess what? We wouldn't be in this predicament from the side of this. But we all know deep down this is racism and it's not economic.
You know what? The other thing is, too, is like I was telling Adele this yesterday because like my mom was like, you going down to protest? And I'm like, look, man, I know that my daughter's half Mexican and stuff like that, but like, I'm going to sit this one out. And the reason why I'm going to sit this one out, not because like I feel like it's not an injustice or whatever. I'm going to sit this one out because I feel like the people that are advocating at this time, like there is no, what are we advocating for? Obviously for them to stay here. I understand that. I want them to stay here. On the other side, I feel like we got two sides right now that I don't see where the clear cut reason is of bothering somebody. That's it.
What do you mean?
My point is like
yeah.
I don't, as a Californian, I don't mind us having illegal immigrants here, right? And then I don't understand. The hard part is advocating for someone who is illegal to stay here when it's illegal in the first place, right? So not giving them a pathway is a great argument, right? Like for the people that are here that's been working here or whatever, if we advocated for a pathway and someone pushed that message, then I put my name out there in that hat, right? On the other end, you can't really tell me that they need to be removed because they've been here the whole time. So my point in saying all this is that's where the rioting shit comes from. That's where dudes get shot, and all that other stuff, like in LA at least, right?
No, the rioting comes from, and I can't believe I'm going to say this on here. The rioting comes from the first time in the world, the police were actually not doing anything, and that people are so distraught and they have such a preconceived notion of how the police handle these type of events. But the thing is, though, for what, the police are just there to stand there, like 110%. This isn't like how we felt about like Black Lives Matter and things like that. One, technically, in a technical sense, the police are there in case ICE comes at a citizen who's legal. That's when they're supposed to step in. They're all because they're supposed to diffuse situations. ICE is not supposed to talk to civilians. They're supposed to go after targets and then leave. Us inside going after the police does nothing in this regard. You're actually making it worse for everybody involved.
That's what my point is. There's too many young niggas out here with no direction is what I'm getting at.
Yeah.
Because like right now, like I said, I empathize with that, but I feel like, like the way we going about this fight is kind of crazy. Because like the rioting and shit like that only justifies the shit that happens. Now, let me say this, because that sounds crazy with me saying that. Yeah, I was going to say,
coming from black people, we can't.
No, not even just that. 95% of the protests this weekend, 98%, 99%, were peaceful as fuck.
Super peaceful.
Right? But I'm saying that it's just those one instances. I even say the same thing about Juneteenth. Like, look, I'll promote a Juneteenth celebration and shit like that, but I done been to a few where I be like, man, I know who that is.
All right, I'm sorry. This is a PSA. And I'm going to say this, and I'm going to use my verbiage very clearly. Niggas need to stop shooting each other on Juneteenth. If we can have one day of peace, I swear to God.
It'd be amazing.
One day.
It'd be amazing.
Shooting another black man on Juneteenth has to be the most... Look, honey, I told you there were no good ass activity I've ever seen in my life. You're laughing. Someone got shot at Fiesta Island last year.
No, but they're bringing it back. Right? And they're bringing it back with police presence and all this other stuff.
See, and that's the problem. Why does that need police presence?
It shouldn't. That's where
if there's anything in this world that shouldn't need police presence,
it's that. I agree. Look, man, I like my thing is that today's Negro is different. You know how many black dudes I run into like all the time throughout the day that we just don't even say what's up to each other really anymore? It'd be the 35 and up black dudes and that I say the most what's up to and give a head nod to. But like the 45 and 50, they still from that era of, hey, what's up, young brother? How you doing, man? Like how, you know what I mean? But like anyone that talk about these young generations, they don't like fucking with them.
Ain't nobody in the Shiesty ever giving me the nod back.
No. Unless they, what's up then? you know what I mean? And I say that about all of our young people right now. Right? Like, fam, we sat here and we had pods about what the fuck was going to happen. And one of the problems that we had during election time was that there wasn't enough young voters out there. And you can sit here and blame Democrats, but you knew the shit. Everyone knows who the motherfucker is. Right? California's exempt, right? In terms of that, because usually in our voting practices in our city areas, we do okay. But everywhere else, right? Like Texas and all those places that are now doing, it's like, bro, you could have mobilized a lot of these people, right, to go there. But I also blame some of our own cultures, black and Mexicans alike, because I seen them all there. I blame Snoop. I'm not singing Snoop Dogg's praises. I blame Kanye. I blame Amber Rose, right? So when that shit happened, I said, for the next 4 years, I'm just going to watch this shit happen. I'm going to wait this shit out. And I'm going to stick true to that. That's why I'm saying that, because it's like, sometimes you got to destroy before you can rebuild.
You know what I'd do for John McCain right now? I keep telling white people this. I said, hey, one of my wildest takes of all time is I would have taken one less term of Barack Obama if we got John McCain, and that means we would have never got Trump.
Yeah. But I mean, like, you know, like people was talking shit about Kamala Harris and all this other stuff. And it's like, yeah, you choosing between the lesser of two evils, maybe because we didn't feel like she was strong enough and all this other shit. That's cool. But fuck, we got the extreme shit we got now. Nigga, like every day.
Hey, you know how crazy,
every day.
Hey, you know how crazy Republicans are? Kamala Harris has put more black people in jail than about 90% of any other lawmakers in this country.
That wasn't enough for white people. Though.
And like, hey, I'll just throw this out there. If you're a racist Republican, Kamala Harris should have been your guy.
Yeah, like for real. But that's the thing. They don't even know what they want. I like what you said better though. The people that sit up here talking about get rid of all the illegals and all this shit or whatever aren't the ones that are. They don't live in places where there's a lot of Mexican people.
Why are you mad about illegals? I'm sorry, you're in New Hampshire. I didn't know Puerto Ricans were still your job.
That's what I'm saying, man. And that's another thing. They're not going after everybody. It's just Mexicans. Y'all got to get the Cubans out of here too.
No, they're allowed to be here.
Huh?
Step on American soil. You're legal.
Man, fuck all that. We can't even go get cigars, but we can allow the people.
We can go to Cuba now.
No, we can't. They got rid of that again.
Again?
Yeah. About like a year and a half ago, 2 years ago. I swear to God. Unless they reopened it up again. But 2 years ago, they opened it up for like a year or two and then shut that shit down again. Remember, I think around the time motherfucker was back in. Like, it was around that time, like the ending days or like maybe the last 2 years that Biden was here that they switched that shit up. I'm just putting it to you like this, bro. Look, at the end of the day, man, I really got to sit back and let it happen. We ain't got no clear-cut leaders. You can't really speak out. Everybody misinforming you about shit or whatever. They be making shit up all day long. It's just utter fucking chaos. So right now, I just be about protecting being minds. Because like I said, they didn't let all the people that live in these little small-ass communities, small towns and shit get a cell phone. And they didn't figure it out. So, I mean, it is what it is, man. I feel for y'all, man. But it's got to get a little bit more worse before it get better. Because them whites was out there voting in droves. When you look at the popular vote, like it just has to.
I just want to ask all y'all in those swing states, how much better has it actually gotten? Because the government's still paying them Haitians to be here.
Shit, he really about to fuck us over right now. They say he pulling the plug on everything in California.
I know, but two of my friends about to lose their jobs.
That's what I'm saying. Like, yo, it got to get. I want us to become our own little state.
Hey, and also, hold on. I'm gonna cut a DJ drama promo. Hey, a lot of these states be talking a whole lot of shit. Oh, they let the illegals in. They're sanctuary cities. Hey, we're a state that loans every one of you other states money.
Yeah.
No one talks about that. Oh God. And you know what's crazy? Trump did something I didn't know was possible. Gavin Newsom looks good again.
To some people.
People are riding with him.
For some people, yeah.
Because he's getting up on that mic talking spicy again. This is the beginning of the pandemic Newsom that people were cool with.
But bro is trying to, he's trying to run.
But here's the thing, though. The first 6 months of the pandemic, people forget, he was a clear-cut favorite, they thought.
Yeah.
And then until he got caught lying, saying that we can't do this, and then old boy was outside doing exactly what he said for us not to do, which I don't understand why everybody's mad. He's a politician. That's what they do.
They all lie.
They all cheat. But yeah, in the words of Vince Staples, shout outs to the Mexicans.
They swept under the shit that your boy Elon talking about. Hey, your boy Trump on them tapes. And they like, why are you telling on him? Hey, you know what? This is my last point.
Bro, he's South African. Of course he snitched.
White people have figured out a way. It took a long time, but they got rid of white guilt in the last couple of years. Like, it's almost bad to, like, guilt trip white people now about, like, historic shit.
Well, the problem is that too many white women are only guilt tripping white men, in the words of Bill Burr, like they weren't standing right next to them.
It's just a...
White people, like, it's like, this is stupid, but white people feel about white guilt like how if you try to explain black on black crime to a young black man.
Yeah.
Nigga, who else was I supposed to shoot?
Oh,
it's horrible, but it's the truth.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. All right, man. Let's get to the episode. I just wanted to get into that real quick. That shit was crazy. But I think shit just got to get a little bit worse than what it is now before we can actually start rebuilding.
And also, leave street vendors alone.
Yeah.
I don't care if they're legal or not. Leave street vendors alone. I'm gonna say the black community has a real problem about going to go mess with Mexican street vendors. I've been on this for a minute. Leave the street vendors alone. If you don't want to buy their food, you ain't got to buy their food. But don't be putting them on social media doing a whole bunch of stupid shit, knocking over carts and shit. Leave that man alone. He ain't bothering nobody. He just trying to get some bread up. You should probably try to do the same, brother.
Let me say this too. Like, I always feel like Like, even though I'm sitting on the sidelines in terms of certain things, like, there's certain things that I do to advocate for people in another way, right? But right now, it's just they got everything. Like, you got to go vote. That's my biggest weapon right now. Is like really advocating for people to go vote, because all this other shit y'all doing right now, we really could have avoided that. Random shit to fill in time. So I had found this thread a while back, and it was talking about secrets about a job, right? And so people were going in and they were submitting different things on secret. Jay here finally. I mean, why I wave like she's not part of the pod. But people were talking about like secrets in regards to a job, right? And so one of the things is, someone said is, I used to work in the hotel industry, and a lot more people die in hotels than that gets publicized. Now, that part was kind of crazy to me, because I didn't been on a lot of vacations and shit, but like in the specific story that they had on there, it was like this lady, she couldn't afford like the rent on her house or something like that, right? So or her apartment, and so she got kicked out. So then she was like staying in a hotel purposely and like waited it out 3 days, and they like went and checked on her, and like she just said, I plan on starving myself and like dying in here. I thought that was wild.
I mean, the way I look at it is, obviously, if you're not going to a nursing home or something like that, if you check yourself into a nice hotel, I mean, it's probably a cool way to go out, to be honest with you. As crazy as that sounds. Like,
yeah, I definitely want to get all my, like the room service shit.
That's my thing. Is like, if I got a week to live, right?
Yeah.
But I can't afford the hospital bills. You know, a lot of people don't have family on the way out.
Right.
You know what I mean? This credit card, you know, just charge it to the room. I'm not going to get charged till the end of the trip.
You're right. You got to have the credit to get in, though.
You got to get credit in. But, like, if you got $800 on a debit card,
you should be good.
You can make it last a little bit.
That's real. You got a good point.
But I've had a couple friends working in the restaurant industry, and the hotel industry. That's always thrown me off, too, because I know, like say when our grandmother passed, you have to tell someone if you sell the place or you rent it, you know, you tell them, like, someone passed here. I don't know how that works in hotels. Do they just have to board it up for X amount of time? Is that room no longer, like, can you no longer go in that room for maybe a year or so?
No, I'm sure they clean that shit up or whatever.
But, like, how do you but any other thing, like, one of my boys, R.I.P. Bobby, he passed in a house that one of our friends owns.
Yeah.
So, our buddy lives in the room now. But it was hard to rent the room because legally they had to disclose.
What do you mean?
So my boy Bobby died in this room, right?
Right.
Our other friend currently lives in the same room.
Right.
My boy couldn't rent out the room to anybody.
Who said?
No, it was just hard for him to find someone when he put the room up for rent.
Because people knew?
Because you have to tell them.
Who said you have to tell them?
I'm pretty sure it's a legal law, because when you sell a house, within the first 5 years of someone passing, you know, like, you have to tell them someone passed in the house. You don't have to say what room, I don't believe so, but you have to say someone passed in this house.
Real shit, would that stop you from buying a house?
It depends who, what, and how. So, like, okay,
I'll 85-year-old man.
I would say, like, how our grandmother went out, it would not stop me.
Okay.
You know? Someone was...
So there's a house there's a house in Chula Vista, right off the golf course, where there was, like, a big-ass murder to happen.
Nah, I'm out. Because you don't know who's coming back.
What do you mean? You talking about ghost-wise?
No, just, like... All right, perfect example.
No. You didn't let me finish the story, though. A man, like, murdered his kids and his wife and shit in that house.
Oh, Chris Wadded?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
R. It is crazy work.
R.I.P.
But the house...
Not
and rest in peace to those kids and stuff like that. But let me just say this. The people... What happened was an investment property bought that house, and they fixed that shit up, like, really, really nice. So it's like... I always pass by that house, and I'd be like, damn.
Okay, that's different. If they went and, like, probably gutted it and redid everything, a tad bit different. But I also think the same thing about this, like, where I used to live in the suburb, there's, you know, some illegal activities, a lot of illegal activities actually where I was at. Very nice houses, though. It was very common that, you know, people would lose their homes or they would sell their homes, and a lot of drywall would be cut out of these houses.
Okay, so you saying shit was in the drywall?
I'm just saying.
It's hard. How do you forget a brick in the drywall?
I'm just saying.
You talking about even like dead bodies?
No, I'm saying just anything in general. But my thing is money, whatever. My thing is this: you never know who's coming back if they forgot something.
I'm leaving it.
No, you're leaving it.
Yeah.
That ain't your money.
But I am street smarted to a degree because I know it ain't mine.
But here's my thing.
I know who's coming to look for it.
But also, who's ever coming to look for it may come back to look for it.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it to him.
They're go,
In the back.
But here's the thing, though. You saw them. A lot of people like, hey, people at this caliber of occupation handle shit differently.
Right.
Some people you see, and then you never see anybody else again.
Okay, I'm with you on that.
Yeah, you know what I mean. So as far as the murders go, yeah, you might have had. Oh, perfect. I can't say, but I know a while ago someone was murdered in San Diego, or attempted to, and then he was running around because he actually didn't die. They found him, and they killed a bunch of civilians in the process of getting him to make sure they got him this time. And that's what I feel about the house. If someone got murdered in the house...
Hey, he stayed in Dago after trying
I don't know where he was supposed to be, but yeah, he ended up here, and other people died as a repercussion of that.
No, I feel you on that. Yeah. I just feel like if somebody was hunting me down, this is
I don't know if he started. I don't know if it started here. Oh. He might have also just been back for the day. You know what I mean? Like, it might have been a whole different situation.
What's up?
What's good?
That's the thing that gets me though. Jay, question while you get settled in. So let's say that you was getting ready to.
Happy Father's Day.
I appreciate you.
This is for you.
This is a crazy remix in terms of what we were talking about.
So you talking about dead bodies?
Yeah, no, yeah.
Dead bodies?
It's like, hey, happy.
You can read the card. Or you can save it.
I'm going to read it for 3 cheers.
Oh.
Come on now. I produce.
Okay.
This guy.
Excuse me. Sorry about that.
No,
Thank you kindly.
Sorry. Hi, Zara.
How you doing? I'm good.
Got my booty all in your face.
No, my question.
Can you toss that over there for me?
Yeah, I don't know what's up with bro and putting that damn.
No, it's okay. Sometimes I like
that
it.
Shit is like a nutcracker, like sash, or sash,
looks
whatever
nice.
that shit is.
It's good. I'm gonna cover because I realized that we potted in our drawers again today.
Got your hoochie daddy shirts on.
That shit's crazy.
That is the funniest comment I've ever heard online about myself. I'm not gonna lie. When a boy put that, I couldn't.
That shit was funny as hell.
What did he say? I missed
He said
it.
that me and Carlos are wearing like
your
shorts
drawers.
like this. It's probably like 4 or 5 weeks ago. He goes, they out here potting in their drawers.
I think I did. That's hilarious.
Between that and then, I didn't tell you. A dude said we was weird.
Yeah, no. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Why?
But he just said we was weird. But what's weird was and I said it on the last episode. I just know you didn't listen. Is that bro was holding a Shih Tzu in his Avi, and I was like, you know what? I'm not fighting with you right now. I was like, look. You call anybody weird off that. But my question was earlier, would you live in a house that you knew someone passed in?
Absolutely not.
For real?
She believes in spirits and stuff. You can tell Jay already believes in that shit.
No way, shape, or form. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, even if,
But yeah.
even if they were like 85.
I don't give a...
Oh, shit.
If they passed away peacefully or by murder or suicide. I'm not...
Would you buy an old house in? Because
I would research it.
You only have to
disclose.
Only for 5 years.
Who says
State of
they have to-
California.
Oh, that's good to know. Then I'm definitely doing extensive
It's a
research.
law, Carlos.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
No, I couldn't do it. You're
You
right.
can't just be getting bodied and then trying to sell that shit on the market.
Yeah.
But I just figured like a regular peaceful one. You'd be like, oh, well, last one.
Oh yeah, hey, this is
A regular peaceful
here's
one?
the grotto. My son drowned in there. You don't just drop
But
bombs
my other
like
thing
that.
is like, there's no other
Like
way to.
old age
There's
or
no
something.
unless your neighbors told you. Then that's how you would get somebody.
No,
'cause
the
they're-
neighbors are gonna avoid. No, this is how you find out. The neighbors ain't gonna tell you. You invite people over, and ain't nobody gonna show up.
Yeah, well, that too. Yeah, like, hey, we ain't going in there. You know what? I can't speak on it here, but we had some shit like that happen.
I know exactly what you're talking about,
Yeah. But I was like, yo, you could say that shit like when we first walked up. Like, that's kind of crazy. So, yeah. Jay, how you been?
I know.
I might as well ask how you been in the middle of random shit to get.
I'll keep it
for the
short.
time.
I've been okay, just grinding, hustling. I was selling all my stuff from my storage unit.
Yeah.
So I went to the Spring Valley swap meet this morning and sold all my
You
stuff.
going next week too?
No, I got rid of all my stuff.
For real?
Yeah, my main mission was just to get.
They was like, yo, she knew she wasn't here last week. She
Well,
like
but I had my neighbor was looking out for me. He was the homie. He was like, when I first got there, he must have known I was green. He was like, look, you don't take all your stuff out because they gonna rush you and ask you how much everything is.
Damn.
He was like, take it out slow. Like, he was like, my windows were down. He was like, you gonna go ahead and roll up those windows. I was like, si, senor.
That's crazy.
That's a homie for real.
No, he had my back. He helped me set up the canopy. He was my dog.
And all your shit got sold.
Well, so no, it didn't all get sold, but I got rid of all of it. So my goal for the swap meet was to get rid of all of my stuff that I had in my storage unit.
or
my first goal was just to get rid of the stuff. I did not want to take anything back with me. My second goal was to make back what I spent on my storage, which was $270 because I was late. It's 2 months, $100 each. Then it's $15 a month for insurance, so that was $230, and then I had a $40 late lien fee, and I had to pay to get my stuff back because my third row from my expedition was in there. All of our birth certificates, socials were in there, and that was it. That was really important. So I was like, if I can just get my money back from
Did you
having
get it back?
I got $231.
There you go.
And then I started a little side hustle called Sweet and Treats, where we're selling like dirty sodas and snow cones, like specialty snow
What do you mean
cones.
dirty? Like
Dirty
like
soda.
alcohol in it?
No, a dirty soda. Like, it's funny if you're a fan of Mormon Wives, of the Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, you know what dirty sodas are. They're really popular in the Midwest. A dirty soda is basically a soda mixed with cream and syrups. So it's a soda as a base, Coke, Sprite, whatever, and then you add different syrups, and then you add a little bit of cream, like a creamer and milk, and then you get, I love different drinks. I'm a drink girly. I love making
I
concoctions.
just had a dirty Coke at Sonic probably like a month ago.
Okay, what was in it?
Cream, Coke, lime juice.
Did you like it?
It was cool.
Yeah.
I probably would go lemon instead of lime. It was a little too like tart, but it
Okay.
was cool though.
Yeah,
I enjoyed it.
Yeah, so they're a little popular right now too. Yeah, I saw Jack in the Box, I think, had some the other day.
A lot of people are getting canceled.
Where's it come from? Like the idea?
I don't know. I was up on ChatGPT and I was like, dude, I need some low overcost, quick and easy, like side hustles I can do at the park with my kids. And they said paletas. So I was going to sell paletas, but I don't have access to a freezer. Perks of being homeless. So I was like, what else can I
Perks
make?
is crazy.
My
That's a lot of
my
work.
daughter loves dirty sodas, so we always make dirty sodas at home already.
Right.
In fact, I get her own creamer, else she uses all my creamer for my coffee. So then we were like, why don't we do snow cones and do that? And so anyways, I did a test kitchen today while I was selling all my other stuff. I was like, let me try and get used to making the actual drinks, making the snow cones, seeing what, the feedback is from people on I came up with different drinks. So it's a whole business concept. So the whole idea is it's based off of, it's a sweet and a treat. So your drink, or it was a dessert with my husband, but we rebranded because he's out.
Right.
And he was the baker, so he made all the desserts. But now that's why we switched to drinks. And so the idea is that the drink is like a cartoon character that is inspired by the drink, and then you get a free treat with it. And so when you open it up, that little toy or gift matches the drink. So it's just kind of like soft launching, testing it out today. I didn't care about making any money at that, but I did get at least like maybe 5 to 7 people buy it. Not bad at all, right? For the first time, just throwing it out there. People catching people on the fly. So I'm going to move it to the parks every day. Me and Jaylee, when the twins are in school, we're going to be out there slinging. We're going to go to Mission Beach. We're going to go to OB.
It's almost hot enough, too.
Yep.
Today was officially the day it was hot enough.
All the kids are out of school now. People are tourists. So anyways, my day was busy. It was good. Just trying to get things going. I'm August, looking like the first week of August is my target date to
Get on up.
Get on out of here.
Gotta get on up.
Yep. Hey.
That's crazy. I don't think we asked each other how we were doing. We went 30 minutes.
Bro, we just saw each other yesterday. That's the only thing about when you pod and you talk to each other in real life. I know how you're doing.
That's a good point.
They don't know how you're doing, but we had this
I
conversation
know,
yesterday.
I don't know. How you doing?
We'll get to that, I
Yeah.
guess, because it seems like a weird flow. I'm going to get to it in a second, though. We'll talk about Father's Day. I got some Father's Day shit on here.
Oh, okay.
Hey, Carlos went on a rant yesterday, y'all.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah, that's crazy. Hey, your boy hit me, too. He was still waiting on my... Oh, shit. All right, what we're talking about is secrets about a job that you just either had over the years or and this was user submitted, so I'm just trying to jog people's memory, or we go over some other shit that we had on here. Somebody said, I work in a lab testing high fructose corn syrup. You'll be surprised how much bacteria, yeast, mold, and metal pieces are inside Coca-Cola inside Coca-Cola and Pepsi products. Now, that doesn't really surprise me too much because it's, human beings and shit like that, man. So I feel like that shit just happens.
I urge everybody to go look at what FDA regulations are for a lot of the food that we get.
You think it's like very low?
Yeah, there's a lot of low trace amounts, but still, because it's like we say, humans, even with latex gloves and everything, they're still touching shit. Dead skin falls off. Guy's got eczema. He's in the like shit just happens.
Shit.
It's the truth though. You know what I mean? Like it's the truth. No different than some people got dry elbows. Don't mean they can't cook. I might eat it still.
Yeah. What do you mean? Downtown, all the restaurants are literally loaded with rats.
Yeah, like
you don't want to know what your favorite restaurant downtown.
I'm gonna say this,
that kitchen looks like.
Yeah, and I'm gonna say this. Not where I work, but
not where I work.
Not where I work. No, genuinely not where I work. But I think a lot of people, especially in downtown San Diego, have to realize this. And in downtown Chula Vista, a lot of these buildings are historical buildings and they're protected by the city. They cannot go in and probably dismantle the infrastructure that would actually patch up and stop a lot of these holes that for a lot of these like rodents that are getting into.
It's infested.
It's not the actual, like the business itself isn't dirty.
No, it's just infested.
It's like old, like it's from 1974. And these people, and before the city started trying to patch up stuff, these bugs and vermin were down there getting to it.
It's actually way better, but I've still been in several kitchens downtown in the last several years, and I still see a rat. Every time, every other time.
It's not right, but I'll say it's like, talk to someone who's ever lived above a restaurant in other cities. The first thing they say is it's the worst place to live. It's not because it's loud. It's because there's bugs everywhere, because there's giant trash cans. Like, you leave a door open for half a second.
Those are things you don't think about. I've never thought about.
Well, these are secrets behind.
People think it's like, the restaurant and shit is not. No, it's just like we can't have the disposal of the trash be 90 yards away from the restaurant because it's not feasible, because it's a high paced environment. You can't be taking a 3-minute break walking all the way over there just to dump trash. And here's the thing is, these are animals. They know where to eat. Right. If I know there's a can full of shit,
and there's somebody in those little buildings that's feeding them,
even
too.
The silverware, yes, they do there's the dishwashing
they
process.
Are sanitized. They may not be clean.
And do you think a straw really makes a difference?
What?
A straw?
No, you just suck up bacteria at a slower rate. Why are you laughing?
I know, but that's a dumbass example that was smart as shit at the same time.
He ain't wrong.
He ain't wrong. It's just funny as shit.
I don't want to put my lips on it, but still, he ain't wrong.
Because my wife be in there like, oh, I need a straw. I'm like, yo, it don't even fucking matter. He dropped the lid on the floor.
You're gonna put you put your lips on my lips. You think there's only germs on the edge of the glass? You got a whole fucking drink in there. What the fuck are we talking about?
So speaking of how my day went, right? So we at the restaurant today. This is why I like shit like this, because my mind like it be going, because you be moving so much. So my father-in-law gets my dad's plate on accident, right? What did they each order? They all got house salads with chicken over the top. We went back to Bonita, right?
You too?
No, but my mom is a germaphobe, right? Okay. And he know what I'm talking about, because she won't touch certain shit. So my father-in-law, he's like, why they bring out balsamic vinegar dressing? He ain't fucking with it. He only want ranch.
Yeah.
So he was like, maybe I'll keep it. So he takes a sip of it. And he's like, nah, I don't want it. But he places it on the counter. And so so then he was like, my mom was like, oh, that one was mine. I said, oh, well, shit, just take the plate then. I was like, all you did was drink out the she's like, I don't want it. No, I said, yo,
dressing never touched the actual salad.
Never touched the actual salad, and she was like, I don't want it. I said, yo, the difference is that the door was closed when they made your shit. You gotta have a lot of trust. You think he's the worst?
Well, also I'll say this: people are visual. I'm not gonna say who it is, because he used to be a predominant athlete in San Diego. One of my ex-teammates, I'm not going to say his name, but people, if you know, this man came to a place I used to work. He asked for this taco. He asked for something to eat. I said this, and this. I'm very much sure I've known this man since I was 12. I know how he is. He a hood dude. They don't like a lot of shit. They been exposed to a lot of shit. Yeah, respectfully. He's the homie though. This man had the audacity. I told him, I said, it's got this, and this. He didn't want it. He said, I'm sorry, this is the most flagrant thing I think a grown man can say to me. He goes, ew. I said, all right, what's wrong? He said, got that. I said, bro, I told you. He said, all right, let me get you something else. We're not going to charge you for it. You're my people, straight. He said, I don't want that. I lost my appetite. You're a grown-ass man. Grown-ass man. How you lose your appetite? You had one bite of something. bro, I swear to God, like, if there's one
He's
thing,
still mad.
bro, if there's one thing, hey, I'm with, be emotionally mature. You know, we need to grow as men. Don't ever tell me as a grown ass man you lost your appetite.
That's crazy. Yeah,
that's crazy, bro.
That is crazy work.
Like, hey, if you're on a date and the man like he didn't like it, and he's like, oh, what's wrong? You're like, I wasn't really feeling it. She's like, oh, get something else. I lost my appetite.
Sometimes something turns your stomach. Like, it really can. You take a bite of something and it really does.
We used to
turn your
hunt and
stomach.
gather raw meat.
I'm too big to be
Outside.
I'm too big to tell you that shit. I lost. I ain't never lost no appetite in my life. I can't sit. I'm with you, Jay, but if you saw my big ass somewhere and I said I lost my appetite, you have full on permission to roast me because I'm eating. I came here hungry as hell. The way my stomach be rumbling and how my mind went, I'm hungry as
I
shit.
got a
I also-
sensitive stomach, and I'm very particular.
Oh, I'm gonna let you get that off. And
No,
my
no, I
wife.
don't think. Thank you for this. I was gonna say I didn't ask about you.
Yeah.
I said if you were with a grown man on a date and this man had,
Oh, and he said he lost his appetite.
Look at her face, Jay. Yeah.
like, I usually
You're
don't
right,
believe when women
yeah.
are like, oh, icks. I usually hate that term.
It's so
but if
real.
a woman said that was an ick, I'd be like, nah, I'm
No,
with you.
that makes sense.
100%.
That would really be an ick for real.
That's
That's a
I,
real.
I lost my appetite.
Cause you guys tap
Because
into
now
it.
what, am I supposed to eat alone?
Yeah,
Exactly.
That's
Oh,
weird.
he had
I'm
two-
okay with y'all aligning
I'm
your
still
chakras.
eating. I'm still
Yeah,
eating.
exactly. Oh hell nah.
No, I'm still eating.
I ain't never seen no. You right though. I ain't never seen a
But
grown
maybe
man
that's,
say
but
I
maybe
ain't
that's
eating.
not fair because I really have taken bites of things and been like, ooh, never mind.
Yeah, but y'all
I-
got to switch that we not supposed to
Yeah,
be
I
able
would say
to get
today's,
to.
hey, today's
you know what I
Father's
mean?
Day.
Like, I'm there.
Yeah, today's Father's Day. Let's be
you're
honest.
a man.
As a
Yeah,
man,
I'm a
there's
man.
so many things as a man that we're told that we just have to just do for the sake of just doing it.
Like
Hey,
what? I want to know what your list is on this.
Oh, let's.
Because I do kind of rival
Oh.
some of that shit.
Okay, my biggest one, knowing that I'm mad about something that I shouldn't be mad at, so I gotta just call myself a. Corey's right there, so I can't say what the word I gotta call myself to just know, like, hey, chill out for a second, because even though you feel like this, you ain't got no right to feel like this, so you need to shove that down real quick for a second and hold it down.
Oh, you don't
Yeah.
know what peace is.
Nah,
Nah, there's a difference. I want peace in my house.
no. I'm saying like I understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying about like you're saying about like bigger things. I'm not saying like not start a fight.
No, but the reason why men give a shit about I'll really tap into this,
Yeah.
right? And I'm gonna say some truths or whatever that we just need to expose. You've talked about this for a while, and I just never told you where it came from. We usually resonate with things when they directly affect us,
Yeah.
right? So my understanding and treatment with women have come with my being in their space more, right?
Proximity.
Proximity of being affected. Because young me would tell you, why the fuck do I give a shit about whatever the hell they talking about or whatever, right? And old me, having a daughter, being married and committed to somebody or whatever. If I had a sister, I swear to God, maybe my outlook would be completely
I think
different.
that's
You know what I mean? So like, I feel like when we have way more experiences with people, we empathize and then we start changing how we feel about certain things. So like, that's why I said like I was gonna rival certain shit that you were saying, because a lot of that shit was like male ego driven, because that's all who I used to fuck with all the time, was being around other men. Let me get you a real one too in a second.
Okay, but I'm gonna say this. What I was speaking more to didn't necessarily have to be with women. Like what I'm just saying about like feeling some type of way about something.
Oh, you
And
say men too?
Yeah, just like anything. Like I'm just saying feelings. Like your feelings don't have to be just like women based. Like anything during your day. Like if you feel like you got slighted at work, but you know, for the sake of the group project that you have going on, you can't just spaz out on old boy who's taking credit in that moment. You got to kind of tuck that in a second. Yeah. Like you don't have that like leeway to do that. I'm not saying
with
about
you,
like
but
your
I feel
feelings.
like those are male pressures though.
No, 100%. That's what I'm saying. Like, and to that point, I say this: if you feel like you lost your appetite, don't express that shit.
You're part of the problem. You're part of the very problem that you're just saying you don't appreciate.
Me too.
Hey,
but appetite, I do draw the line.
I'll say this:
I'm gonna draw the line.
I believe that double standards keep some peace at some point.
I believe in some double standards.
Yeah.
Some of them.
Yeah.
Some.
Yeah. I said some double standards keep some peace at some point.
Yeah.
You know what's going to keep me peaceful? If I never hear one of my boys go, ew, I
But
lost my appetite.
I also don't argue certain double standards.
100%.
Because then that's when you start getting into the issues that we have right now, with like trans issues and stuff like that. Because people feel that those are all things that they feel like are double standards. People that have issues like, oh, men shouldn't do blah blah blah. Why do? And that's another thing. Because the other question is that people need to ask themselves. You missed that part of it. Why do I give a fuck so much about somebody else's shit going on?
I don't.
It's a real question.
Bro, people care too much and don't pay enough attention to what's going on in their own home, and they want to blame outside reasons for shit.
That's right.
I'm not. Yeah, I just got in a conversation. One of my friends was telling me that something like, how would you feel if like the babysitter, like if your kid asked the babysitter something about like sex or something like that, and how would you feel about it? And it's like, well,
Who asked you this?
I guess this happened to one of my friends, like her nephew. He was like maybe 10 or 11.
Was asking
Like the babysitter was like probably 16, 17. And the babysitter didn't respond.
a guy or a girl?
I think it was a girl. I think the
Okay.
babysitter was a girl. But it was I think it was a little boy though.
Yeah.
And yeah, but it wasn't like he was trying to be creepy.
No,
it
he was just asking.
And I was like, and they were just saying a whole bunch of stuff, and they were just like, how would you feel? And I was like, well, I would hope that because the child also watching another child in a sense would just be smart enough to be like, hey, let's wait for your mom to get here for this.
Exactly.
But then they were like, well, if they responded, they told the truth. Because also that kid's old enough that like you go to school and they're teaching you some of those things that they're just
Jaylee
repeating.
just had sex ed.
Yeah,
and
like
she's in
if they
sixth
just
grade.
would you get mad at the babysitter for literally just repeating the same thing that child probably learned at school? Because that's probably where the question's coming from, also. And I was just like, well, yeah, like the kid, like I wouldn't want a child to answer that to another child,
Yeah.
but also it's just like, hey, you're gonna have this conversation with your kid. Like now, if like the babysitter's off the wall, just talking like about all wild shit, like Diddy Baby Oil and shit like that,
Oh,
like
my Lord.
like that's different. But like, yeah, I was like, no one wants to like have the conversation in house and then they blame outside sources. Like, yeah, my dad never gave me the speech. He couldn't be mad when he walked in my room and realized BET Uncut was on the last button of the remote channel. Like,
Your dad never talked to you about sex?
Do you want to know what this is funny? You want to hear my dad's say?
We're about to really dig deep.
This is like
My
some,
dad neither, though.
This is some real trauma.
Swear to
No,
God.
okay, so
Mr. Thorpe never told you.
If you go ask him right now, he goes.
I'ma ask him.
bro, he gonna say dance around there like the
Mr.
main
Thorpe!
trombone line. Hey, my mom.
He gonna shrink in that seat.
My mom, seriously, my mom always thought I was having sex from like 12 years old. She just don't give a shit. My mom had her child very young, so she just held that against me. You know, I felt like it was like self-guilt. I
Mine
told her,
too.
I always felt
Really?
like,
Oh my God, my mom literally made me terrified. Like, don't give away your kisses. They're like diamonds.
Oh, no, my mom
like
wasn't
my
about
mom
that.
was really scared of me getting pregnant. My mom got pregnant at 16, so that was a big reason why I didn't have sex until my freshman year of college. I was so scared of getting pregnant.
oh, my mom was just like,
My
hey,
mom put the fear of God in
I'm
me.
with you on
my
that.
mom
though.
was like, my mom said, I got pregnant
I'll
the
do
first
another
time. Your
shit.
dad's one of 10 kids. Wrap that shit up.
Damn,
Look,
1 of 10 is nuts.
yeah, my dad's,
And he didn't talk to you about sex?
no, let me tell you, this is how it happened.
Birth control?
So my dad, we went through a period we didn't have that much weight, so I wasn't going to the barbershop. My dad would cut my hair, no lineup, fresh baldy every week. Man, it was killing me, no hose. So we're sitting there, and I like,
Poor guy.
my
Were
dad.
you 8?
No, I was like 11 when this happened.
Okay, that's a little
I was,
rougher.
and keep in mind, I'm a big kid. Like when I was 8, I think my girl, like 7th grade Zoe, I think my girlfriend might have been like a freshman in high school, if I'm not mistaken. She was like 2 years older than me. Like I was outside, bro, at a young age, and my parents knew this. So anyway, my dad.
And again, they didn't talk to you about sex?
I know.
No, listen, my dad goes, he goes, hey, I'm gonna cut your hair. I'm like, bro, I'm going to the barbershop in like 3 days. What you talking about? You ain't cut my hair. Man goes to cut my hair, starts giving me the speech. Clippers died because they didn't use them in about a year and a half. Has to go to Walmart, gets to buy his new clippers. Just spent more than he would have spent if he would have took me to the barbershop on these clippers, gives me a trash haircut. My mom makes him take me to the barbershop the next day. We never finished the speech because the clippers died halfway through. But my mom always said, hey, wrap your shit up. My dad said, don't be stupid. The speech was like, my dad told me how to treat women. It was never about sex. He was like, don't be stupid. Keep your hands to yourself. And he goes, don't react off your first initial emotion because you may regret it later. You gotta learn to like, kind of in a country way, like process what's going on, but don't respond. Don't spin the block. And don't cheat. And if you, and he said, and if you sleep with her, you never get to talk bad about her because you chose to lay down with her. That was like a big emphasis with my father. But also my mom was like, don't be getting no one pregnant. I had prom. This is too much. This is like, I had prom on my birthday and I found out how much faith my mom had in me because she gave me a 3-pack of Magnums and I said, hey, yo.
Well, she knows.
She said, don't bring me no grandbaby.
Right, yeah, exactly.
I think about that in the back of my mind.
I bought some cigars. She said those are trash cigars. She opened up a secret vault in their bathroom that my dad did not know about. She handed me about 4 $40 cigars for me and the homies and a pack of condoms. And she said, don't bring nothing in this house you ain't leave with.
Don't bring nothing inside.
Old folks be killing
I
me.
love your
And
mom.
old-
And also, but
That
also,
sounds
folks
like
be
some
killing
shit I
you.
do.
my parents are different. Though. Like I'm allergic to penicillin, so at a young age, my parents' biggest fear was like I can't have an STD.
No,
It'll take me
literally.
8 years to get rid of something. So mom was just like, "Hey, just remember that shit ain't gonna clear up." That's all she had to tell me. That shit ain't gonna clear up.
My mom used to say, "You gonna have to press the P." They come up with
No,
shit.
she didn't.
I
Sit
swear
down
to
in your
God.
home.
Mrs.
I swear to
Thorne.
God.
Hey, low-key,
I swear.
our moms be getting bars off though. They like Cassidy and
I
free. They
love-
like Cassidy and
Oh,
freeway.
I love their saying.
Old generation. So I would play golf on Monday. Long story less long, because I do have a question I wanted to ask you because he sparked something in me. Pause. Unpause. Forgot.
Are we not pausing no more?
Hell no, that was she here.
Oh god.
Hey, I rethought about it. Right.
That was so
Pause.
good.
Unpause. I'm playing with this old guy. So there's a thing where like if you move too fast in the golf shot, shit goes way left, right? And then so I did that, right? I hit a bad shot. And I was playing with this old head. He had to be like 80 years old. Bro said he played on like the 1968 Cleveland Browns roster, right?
Wow.
He was that old. He was big though, like country big. I was like, yo, he had to play
Like
something.
he never lifted a
Like
weight.
that
He
good.
just
Never
threw
lifted
barrels
away.
of hay.
He
His whole
said
life.
like
It's
bench
country
press
fan.
sandbags.
You guys are ridiculous.
But he said, like my man BB King used to say, you showed your hand too soon. I said,
Amen.
did he just quote BB King right now?
You did.
The BB King is crazy.
You didn't hear what I said to your dad when I walked in because he had to get up for me. I said, "Dang, even on Father's Day, no rest for the wicked." Your dad
No
said, "What you
rest for
say?"
the wicked.
Your dad said, "What you say?" I said, "No rest for the wicked." My tata always says that. He said, "Oh yeah, I know what that means."
That's how they talk to each other. My question to you is, you have a son.
Yes, I do.
Right.
Yeah.
How would you, and even now when we think about where, he's at on some of the things that you talked about,
Yeah.
how would you talk to him about it?
Oh, I gotta have like for real conversations with him. Well, I've already had the sex talk with Jaylee.
Yeah.
I've talked to her about about hygiene, about I'm like, I be real with her. I'm like, nobody wants a stinky pussy. Like, you don't want to be that girl smelling fishy, so we've talked about hygiene, we've talked about period, like how to properly dispose of, products when you're on your period, how to keep yourself clean, and about sex, and not only like sex, but like the emotions behind sex that come with sex, and the fact that like at a young age, most young men are just trying to have sex to come. They're not trying to have sex because they're trying to pleasure a woman or try to make a girl feel good. That the priority's not on you. They'll hump anything short of a pillow. Like, I literally said that to Jaylee. So I'm like, you
But
waited.
that's an old head saying in there too, though. That's
And
just
this is all star parenting. She just told no lies.
Yeah.
Thank you. And so, just being very honest with her and like, I'm lucky because I used to teach, like teen pregnancy, STD prevention. So I have a lot in my wheelhouse and I'm comfortable having those conversations. But even like my daughter, she was changing Marvel's diaper the other day and he had an erection. And so she was like, "Mom, his thing is doing that thing." And I was like, "His penis has an erection?"
That's crazy.
Like we use those words, She's like, "Yeah, Mom, I hate when it does that." And she was like, and he was touching it. She's like, don't touch it, Marvel. And I was like, Jaylee, don't shame him. I was like, he is allowed to touch his dick. If he wants to touch his dick, he can. I was like, we just have to teach him when it's appropriate to touch his dick. I was like, when he's in his room or by himself or in the bathroom, like, go at it, homeboy. I was like, but when we're in public, we have to show him like, no, papa, like, you can't do that right now. So I think that, like, for me, like, that's one of the goals I have with my children is to, again, I've worked with children on all levels and after school programs as coaches, as mentors, on actuals, campuses. And these kids, if they're not getting it from you, they're getting it from their friends and the TV and this, and there's the pullout method and there's a lot of false information and it's like, So I think, getting ahead of it and having those conversations with your children and making it candid and calling vagina, we don't say her hoo-ha, we never have. That's your vagina. Now that she's older, I can tease her. Do you use a pussy stain, girl? Like, make sure you good, and just kind of make it a little bit lighter, but I think ultimately it's our responsibility, like you said, unless we want them to get it outside of the house, to take care of it inside of the house. And I want my child to be informed. not only for her physical health, but also for her mental and emotional health. And with my son as well, like even though he's on the spectrum, which by the way, he's talking and saying a lot more words. So I have a lot of
He started services though too.
we're on pause because of all this moving.
But he's been doing it on his own.
Yeah, and we've been doing it at home,
That's
and
really
they've been
good.
doing it at school, and so he's definitely picking up more words. He's not quite he says like, what do you say? I'm happy outside. I'm happy outside. Like that means, bitch, take me outside. You know I fucking like it out there. We've been in this house. We've been in this hotel room all day. Like, so he's,
I respect it.
yeah, me too. So, but like even it's not like hey, more magic will be like, mommy, let's go outside. But him even just saying that phrase. So, anyways, I'll definitely have to teach him. So that way, a lot of children on the spectrum, whether it's autism or ADHD or children and adults with disabilities in general, have high statistics of being SA'd, sexually assaulted, because they are vulnerable and their caretakers, their teachers, their educators, just their people around them take advantage of them. And boys, we think boys get fucked up by their babysitters and shit. Like it happens. Boys just don't talk about it as much. I've had certain men share stories with me, and so with my son and him being nonverbal, and like I will absolutely be having those conversations. Like, Papa, that is your penis, and only for you to touch. Just you touch it. And when you clean it, that's it. If someone else touches it, we don't do that, And as he gets older, and if he's able to have, when you have sex, like, it's not just about you. You make sure the girl wants to have sex. Ask her before you touch her. Son, ask her, can I touch you? Can I have sex with you? Like, with him, I'll have to use more frank and direct language.
Right.
Because that's how he communicates, And so I will be teaching him consent. I will be teaching him how to protect himself, So, yeah, I think that's the only way. Like, if you want to ensure that your children are going to be healthy and they're going to be safe and they're going to treat other people safe, you have to talk to them about it. And it doesn't just start when they're 12. I've been having conversations with Jaylee, prepping her whole life. So that way it wasn't when she was 12. And now it's like, well, I know we're talking about SEX and we've never done this before. It wasn't as awkward because we've kind of been having these little conversations about her body, about hygiene, about feelings. So that way when it finally came to like, all right, now we're going to talk about sex.
Such a foreign concept too. When I was growing up,
Yeah.
like, make sure I say this the right way, because in this era, if you say it the wrong way, it sounds crazy. But there's like
You sometimes you gotta tell the truth though.
what you mean?
I mean, just say how it was. Because you're saying how it was, not how it is. You
Yeah,
can only go off things
how
you know
it
what I mean?
was is like if y'all was vibing and you can get past first base, you get what I'm saying? Like that was like, oh, okay, we made it here now. She trusts me.
Yeah, like it's like,
But you can't go off of that no more.
I think, I'll say, I think the difference, like how to the point you're saying, not saying it's better or worse, is it was a lot more like, no matter what, you couldn't be aggressive. Like that's wild. Like off top. Like the guy who just jumps, like, oh, we kissed and now he's grabbed. That's some wild.
Is that a better?
But I feel like it's more of like I guess the term, unfortunately, if we're just gonna be honest, like the term that they would use, like you got to ease into it. You know what I mean? Like you got to kind of almost, I don't want to say test the boundaries because that sounds a lot more predatorial than the way like it's supposed to. But I'll say this, and I think most people would agree, we didn't grow up in the era where like you asked, like my homegirl teaches sex ed. They teach kids now, like you ask consent per step of the way.
Yeah.
We didn't even grow up when they taught us that. Not to sound messed up. Like that's not how it was. It was like, all right, you're gonna slowly move your hand, and if she put your hand down, then you don't do it no more.
Right.
But that's
That's
like
because women were tired of getting raped and sexually assaulted.
No, 100%. I'm not saying it's right. I'm just like, this is just how.
But what I'm saying, my point to what you're saying is that we've gotten to this point because there was a reason.
100%.
It wasn't like we're just trying to be politically correct. It's like, no, because there has been decades, centuries of sexual abuse, sexual harassment on women, because men literally feel like they're. Do you know every single time I go out, men touch me? Every single time, to the point where even when I was married, I told my husband, like, every time we're out, if we're like out, like we're going to a club or like even a restaurant, a bar, men always, they touch the small of my back as they walk, as they move me. They just touch my arm a little bit. So, you know, sometimes
I try not to touch
there's a
nobody.
lot.
Oh,
There's a lot of touching involved. I was at a bar when I was single, and this old black man was sitting next to me. He like squeezed my thigh. He was just like, we were like, I was saying, he just gave me a little like, and I was like, don't touch me. And he was like, see, that's your guys' problem. Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. Don't fucking touch
We're
me.
not talking about that generation.
But
That
what I'm
shit is
saying
crazy.
is that generation raised their sons, and their sons had that attitude, and so on and so on and so on. And so now we're finally getting to that point where we're empowering young girls and women and boys. Hey, because coercion is also a big form of sexual assault, which I didn't know until I was a grown-ass woman.
Yeah.
And then I went back and thought about all the men who literally coerced me into having sex with them when I literally didn't want to. And it was like them being insistent, and slowly my pants pulling down, and this, and getting on top of me, and this. And finally you do cave.
That part.
Yeah.
You do cave, and like I
None of
didn't
those
know.
things. None of those things I was even aware of.
Yeah.
You know, like, you know, that whole, like, that song, 50 Cent, just a little bit. Like, let me unbutton your pants just a little bit.
That
like,
is what we
you know,
grew up
and
on.
that
That's what I'm
is,
saying.
like, and that does kind of, there's a little bit of, like, you know, manipulation or kind of
100%
that
manipulative.
goes into, like, you finally just being like, all right, like, we've been here 2 hours, an hour, like, you're just literally fucking dry humping me at this point, like, or you're literally trying to put your dick in me through my panties, like, you know, like, or you not, and now you've slipped my panties to the side, and wait, whoa, now your dick's in me, like. So I can like tell you the countless experiences I've just had. Everything I just said are experiences I've literally had with different men, and so like especially in my early 20s and late teens, when I didn't, like I told you guys, I didn't have sex until I was 18, a freshman in college, and I was very inexperienced, and I didn't know, like, you could say these things, you know? So, like, you think I'm not, and all the women before me, you think I'm not going to tell fucking Jaylee that you can tell this nigga at any point in time, no, stop, back the fuck up? You don't think I'm going to tell my son, hey, at every point, check in, because things change your mind, or sometimes you are moving too fast, and it's like, oh my God, I'm having sex with you, and how did we end up from A to B, like, you know, like, or A to Z, you know? So hey, babe, keep checking in. Does this feel good? Do you like this? Like, do you want to keep going? You know,
As a man, that changed the game for me. What you talking about? Not that specifically, but in the ballpark.
yeah.
When I stopped feeling the pressure from my friends of like, hey, did you hit? Nah. and being okay with like, hey, I didn't hit. That changed the game for me.
Yeah.
Or I understood if he was like, nah, it just didn't happen. He used to be like, oh, you whack, blah, blah, blah. Then it came to, oh, I've been there before. When somebody had like shared experiences, that changed the game for me.
Well, just because it's a bunch of little boys sitting around a room lying about shit that they didn't do. My boy, one of my boys, and this sounds crazy, 'cause I feel like it's almost coercion in a sense, but not in a sense. But follow me here. One of my boys told me, he's like,
She gonna tell you if it ain't.
Yeah, I know, exactly. But he told me, I don't know if it's, I don't think coercion.
Respectfully.
Yeah, but he told me, he's like, if you don't care, it will come so much faster. Like, if you don't pressure her, if you don't really seem to care,
yeah.
that's what I mean by that.
You know what though? So
Like, is that manipulation? Like, not care? Because, you know, like, because
Yeah.
I feel like, I'll say, the only reason why I ask is because I felt like it almost, I'll say this, because the person I got this from is not the greatest person in the world. So I'm friends with him. And I'll say this, because I felt like it was almost playing into certain women's insecurities. Like, not wanting it would be like, make her feel some type
almost
of
like
way.
reverse psychology.
Yeah, that's why I asked
Yeah.
it. Because he's like, if I had him, like, he's probably not the guy I should have got this from. But also at the same time, it was like, and he was right to a certain degree. Like, if you just chill and just be like, oh yeah, for sure.
Oh my
Yeah.
goodness! I always if he's like playing the part, and
Yeah.
I don't care. But his goal the whole
Yeah,
time
the
is
whole
to
time,
fuck
yeah.
the girl. Then it's absolutely
Yeah.
manipulative and coercion. But you know that is something like my twins' dad. He's always said that, like, you don't pressure a woman. Like, he has that real, like, if it happens, it happens, and that's the way it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
You know, he did grow up Middle Eastern, but he says that approach actually works better for him because it's
100%.
less pressure. You know, it's not so much like this is going to happen. So I also think that, like, I always say if men had a lot more tact, they would get a lot more pussy. Like, guys will be like, damn, those titties, like, I just want to, whatever, I titty fuck you or something, or just the most
Cringeworthy right there. I
outlandish
just
shit. Online, like, between dating apps and DMs, Guys got the audacity and balls of fucking a bull, like a matador bull.
My boy always says he said you're one sentence away from fucking it all up.
Yeah, you guys would.
He goes, right when you
Literally.
he goes, if you
shit.
send a text, because he said, my boy, Chelsea, he goes, when you get that nervous feeling like she ain't respond and you about to send the Hail Mary, leave it alone.
Well, I would say don't talk about sex at all. I would challenge every man, if you really want to fuck a girl, dead ass, I'm going to give you all some free game right now. If there is a woman out there that you are dating, you have a crush on, you are talking to, and you really want to have sex with her, like you're like, damn, I really want to get in them jeans. Don't ever talk about sex with her. Talk about everything else with her. Talk about the politics, talk about the weather, talk about sports, talk about food, go out, have a great time. Never bring up sex. I guarantee you will have sex with her quicker than you could have ever imagined, because there will be no pressure. There's none of that, like, does he just want to have sex with me? There's like, oh, we're just having a good time. Great, I want to have sex with him. And I don't feel like all of a sudden it's pressured. Now it's my choice. Now I'm empowered. Now I'm fucking him. He's not fucking me. So I can fuck him on day 2 if I want. Because he ain't fucking me on the first date. I'm fucking him on the first date. Like, but you know how that works? When you don't talk about sex at all. Use self-control, gentlemen. Use tact, gentlemen. And it will get you so much more pussy.
Where it fucked me
You're
up,
welcome.
Like, we used to work too. Once I figured out, if I treat you like one of the homies,
I told you.
Okay.
Hey,
See, now y'all get back to that little manipulation.
No.
Look, I didn't say nothing. He's gonna look at if you play a game, treat her like a fucking homie, she'll have to suck your dick real quick. Once every time, guys.
Hey, you know what? It's funny though. I told Carlos this story yesterday. He looked at me like I was crazy.
I'm over here.
No, but you know what's funny though? No. Hey,
give her the friend card. She'll put her balls in your mouth.
That's wild. He did not say that.
That's what he's saying.
No. Hey, you know what's funny? I told Carlos the story.
Exactly what he's saying.
I told Carlos the story the other day.
Carter.
I was dealing with a friend of a friend.
A friend of a friend.
So I don't sleep with this young lady. I was sleeping with this young lady at one point. She was cool, but I said,
I can't stand you, bro.
I got more to say. I'm ready to get off.
He said, I remember, because it was one of those ones, like, you ever deal with somebody and you're like, how did we end up here? Not like in a bad sense, but like, this seemed like this. I just wouldn't have pictured, like, when I met that person. Like,
oh, yeah, I
that
been in
literally happened to me last night.
Okay, so I was like, how did we end up
With
here?
the gentleman. I got my jewelry back after months of him holding her
I was
hostage.
like, how did we end up here? And she told me, she said, to his treat of like the homie thing, I didn't know her. Like I said, like when I first met her, she was a friend of a friend. I don't do, like, I'm either gonna like embrace you, or we gonna keep it, like real cordial. I don't do side hugs. It's just weird to me. Like, we can embrace her or not. So she told me, she said, you know what really got me? The first few times that we hung out as a group, when you would like say hi to everybody, you dap me up. I said, yeah. She was like, why you do that? I said, well, I don't really know you enough to be like hugging you, and like, I'm not gonna give you some like little weak ass side hugs. So like, I want you to acknowledge you were there. And she was like, it's the weirdest shit I've ever seen somebody do. I said, well, we got here, so I mean,
here we are.
Yeah, I was like, to his point about treating him like the homie though. Like, hey, sometimes like you don't even be thinking about it. Like, hey, I'm just trying to show you some respect. And she was like, what the fuck is wrong with this guy?
That shit cool until they catch feelings for you.
See,
not saying that I didn't want to get there. It's just that if that's what our established relationship was, I'm like, "What's up?"
Hey,
like, don't "what's up" me.
This
like, I'm not one of your little friends. You know what I mean?
This is horrible to say, but I was saying this way. You can treat someone so well that they now have expectations of you when you were just trying to be a good person to a certain degree. Like, I treated you like the homie. We might have I thought it was a cool.
That's
type
universal,
of
actually.
Yeah, no, it goes both ways.
I can see that in a
both ways.
woman's
I don't think it's
too.
just. I'm not saying speaking.
No, I didn't say he was. I'm just saying I can see it.
Hey, yeah, we didn't sleep together. I'm still treating you like my friend because that's how we got here. But now you have feelings, and now I don't really know how I'm supposed to treat this because you're my friend, and I have respect for you as my friend, and we are sleeping together. But I don't have feelings for you like this. But now I look like a jerk. But truthfully, I've been treating you the same way the whole time. And granted, the relationship has changed, but I didn't disrespect you. I just don't feel the same way that you feel. And now we're here, and it's like, how do I maneuver? You are my friend, but you have other feelings that I don't know how to navigate this at this point. You know what I mean? Like, I done treated you well enough that now I'm an asshole.
Well, I mean, if you were really my friend and you really wanted to treat me well and you really respected me and you knew that you didn't have feelings and you were just smashing me, then you probably would just not cross that line. I know that, like, with some of my best guy friends, we've had those moments and we just knew that it was like a boundary that we had to hold, or that sometimes they held it.
I'll say the older I get, I think that's a lot easier to do. I think at like 22, and like we've been cool.
Well, that's because us.
Yeah,
like we want to just get one off real quick.
Yeah. What else is
so it's like, are you really my friend? Or
hey,
you
what's
just trying
undefeated
to fuck me?
is that
are you really my friend, or you secretly want to fuck me?
Yeah,
like, we're gonna have a real conversation.
If you tug one out, wake up and see if you felt this.
I said a lot of mistakes.
Real shit.
I said
that's what you need to teach your son. Okay?
If you would just tug one out real quick.
And I'll be teaching mine too.
Oh,
like,
man.
son, just take, before you fuck her, just
do
me a quick favor, baby.
And that's the part of the sex talk that your dad should be telling you.
You said should or should?
Should be telling you.
Yeah.
Hey.
I'll change the game.
Hey, do you like her? Are you just horny? Do you want any of the repercussions that come with following around this young lady? You know what I mean? Like,
I really like what your dad said. That's sometimes there's certain things I hear that just stick with me my whole life, and that is.
Oh, you don't get to talk about her? He's been firm. He's been firm about that.
No, with my son or daughter, I like that. Like if you lay down with somebody.
No, here's the thing.
I mean, unless they're an asshole, fuck them.
No, we had
a little tiny ass dick, and they couldn't make me come.
See, but don't get me wrong.
That's why we friends.
Yeah.
Oh, we're weird.
That's a crazy.
We're weird.
Hey, but there is preference to that though. If the person that you're dealing with was insane beforehand, and then you slept with them, and they're still insane afterwards, that's different than like to the point where like, oh, you slept with them, they caught feelings, and now you start talking like, oh shit, like you can't do that part. You can't
she's
do
like a hoe. Fuck
yeah,
her,
you can't do that shit. But if you're like. If she set some dude's car on fire, you slept with her, and then someone's like, she's crazy, you can agree that she's still crazy.
Yes.
That's different.
But you knew she was crazy.
Yes. Yeah, but you don't get to call her a hoe.
And you know.
Okay, that's fair. I'll take that.
Yeah.
I'll take that.
I don't think we should call women hoes, period.
I think we should start calling men hoes, because these niggas is hoes. These is hoe-ass niggas out here.
Anytime that I've even tried to get that off, I've been...
Oh, no, I was singing. Sorry.
Anytime I was trying to get that off, like, I had to look in the mirror.
Hey, you know,
talk about the most ultimate double standard
I was like, I had to look in the mirror.
You know what's so funny? You know what changed my perspective of the word bitch? This is crazy. This is so stupid. 99 problems.
What do you mean?
Or like, excuse me, like pussy, like saying, like calling someone like a pussy, like what did Jay say? He's like, not a bitch in the sense of having a pussy, but a pussy having no goddamn sense trying to push me. Like, he's like, I'm not talking about women in this regard. I'm talking about bitch ass niggas when I use this word. And I remember being like 11, being like, and if I had like 90% of the time when I use like either of those phrases, I'm usually not talking about a woman. This is funny. I went to dinner the other day with one of my friends and his girl, and we've all been friends about 15 years. The Padres playing the Dodgers when the Dodgers players was up. He's like, this fat bitch. And like, he said it, but me and him know this young lady walks by and she had a Dodger like stuff on. And his girl goes, yeah, fuck that bitch. And he goes, hold on, whoa. What are you talking about? And he goes, I don't even talk like that when you're not around. And I started dying laughing.
I don't even talk like that when you're not around.
She was like, you were talking, he's like, no, I wasn't. And then I looked at him, I was like, man, what if you talk like that when you're not around? I'm like, what if you use bitch like that? Like, but it made me laugh so hard because like just how quick she was ready to jump out the window at it. But I started dying laughing. I was like, that's not even like, that's not the use of it in my vocabulary. Like, it's usually for males in that sense.
Not referring to women.
Like, especially not like on a passerby is crazy.
Yeah, anybody that says I'm going to my little bitch house, I'd be like, why am I talking to this person right now? I got a homie, right, that we went to college and shit together, and he from LA, and that shit was crazy to me because like he came to this house and he was like, oh, this is my brother-in-law or whatever. He's like, yeah, and you know how the little bitch get. And I said, nigga, I think he's talking about your sister like that. But I don't, like, I just said it to myself because I obviously didn't want no smoke with nobody that talk like that.
They don't care about you.
He was a real LA dude. And I was like, you know what? These LA dudes, I'll be fucking with him like that. You know what?
He's just a visitor. We're going to let him come and let him go.
I ain't seen him since. It's been 4 years. I didn't need to intervene.
No, it's okay.
Hey, you don't need to change everybody's life.
Yeah, I know. I'm sitting there thinking like, yo, bro, you let this man talk
so
about
what do you guys, honestly, what do you guys say then when a woman has upset you? What do you say?
Motherfucker.
I'd be like, this fucking asshole.
No,
But
I'm
also
not,
a woman
I'm not
asshole,
gonna
too.
lie. My favorite phrase is "the fuck we on." Like, if you really make me mad, and I'm trying to figure out like what's going on,
Yeah.
it's definitely the fuck we on right now. Like, what's going on?
But
Like,
what if like some girl stood you up? You're not in the group chat. Like
I'm
this
not-
fucking bitch stood me up. Like
I'm not-
be for real.
I don't tell
I'm
the
not gonna
homies
lie.
when
Yeah,
when a
I
girl let me down. I'm
Yeah.
serious.
Yeah, I can see the.
Yeah. Oh, look at him with feelings.
Dude, you guys literally can't talk to each other about anything.
Hell nah, you ain't seen the meme where
Can't
it's like,
say you're not. Can't say you lost your appetite.
remember it was
can't
like,
say
hey
a
man, I
girl
hope you
stood
having a
you
good
up.
day. He's like, hey
Hey.
man, look at this nigga over here thoughtful.
This is so toxic.
Hey, no, it's not. We're the only men ready to go to war. Eventually, men gotta go to war. These are the type of guys that gotta shoot people.
That shit funny as hell. Oh, look, you never see the voiceover? That shit funny as hell. It was like, yo, black people will roast you for anything. Like, oh, this nigga's all helpful. Yeah. You get killed for shit like that. Like, there are things that I've just held because I was like, I don't want... To this day, the homies will bring up shit. You know what, Jay? Okay, let's talk about trauma real quick. And then
Hold on, you got one? I got a quick one.
I got a million.
I used to help my homegirl. I was in her key I used to throw parties in high school all the time.
Yeah.
I was in her key the homie. So I would go over before the parties. Me and her dad real cool. I helped them set up. My boys got there one time a little early. I'll never get this. They go, oh, look at Zoe, Swiffer ass nigga over here. This nigga cleaned up before the party, Swiffer ass nigga. I will never forget this, bro. I will never forget this. And I'm like, you realize I'm doing this so we can party here.
Swiffer.
I didn't even have a Swiffer. I was cleaning up shit.
I didn't even have a Swiffer. I was just helping us fucking clean up.
Fam, they will not let me live down certain shit.
That's terrible.
They bring
No,
me
it's
shit.
it's
you can't even
amazing.
help pick up without becoming a Swiffer.
But you don't
nigga.
understand. But men love that. Like, Carlos, have you ever done something?
No, you guys don't. Men
No.
want to talk about their
We
feelings.
don't let shit go.
No, Carlos, you ever done something and put it in the group chat knowing you're gonna get roasted
For life.
But you want to see how, like, we love to create a process of like how our friends go about it. Like to answer your question earlier, what do I call? I don't name call. I break you down adjective by adjective of what I'm gonna roast you on.
But it's usually
There's
in
no
story
point. Like,
shit.
I would never name call a woman because the way I make fun of people, there's so many.
Only a
different
man can.
Yeah.
Only my friends, not a man.
Yeah,
Only my
my
friends
friends.
can take the level of bullshit about the throw.
Yeah, look, I got a
They
homegirl.
still
I've been
kill
calling
me.
her a llama for 16
Oh,
years.
you're crazy.
To the point that her avatar on TikTok is a llama.
Yeah.
Her family knows it, but that's my guy. Anybody else talk about, I'll punch them in their mouth.
That's
but that's
crazy.
my dude, though. Like, she's strong. I made her strong for the real world. She's strong. She's a
Thank
beautiful.
you for not making me strong,
She's
Carl.
strong. It's crazy.
you ever come
hey,
up-
beautiful
She's
person.
strong.
Hey, beautiful person, great girl, gorgeous.
Pick up that
but
TV, you
but guess
strong.
what? But I'm not gonna be like one of your homegirls. I'm not one of your little friends. I'm not gonna just tell you look cute when you don't.
That's
You come
funny.
downstairs.
Hey,
we going
girl,
out.
you looking ugly, but you strong.
Hey,
It's all right, you
hey,
can take it.
You look crazy. Hey, go upstairs. Change
You're a
that
gay
shit.
homeboy.
What?
You're a gay homie for that one.
I'm the aggressive one. I
'Cause,
guess
like,
this is
I
I'm
only
gonna
see
roast
gay-
you for
only
it.
gay men can get that off, really.
I will tell you if you look crazy. Because guess what? You're not gonna do.
There's
We're not
other
gonna
ones that
go
can be like, bitch. I'm like, yo, how he get that off?
Hey,
It's
I'm gonna say
crazy.
that. I'm gonna say this in terms of the phrase though. We're not gonna go out. You look crazy. They're assuming that you're with me, so you already scaring the hoes.
That's how I feel about every time we do this pod.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
Y'all with me. Look, come on, man.
Like, we're
Come
scaring
straight
the ho-
from
we're-
work.
we're scared-
No, like
We're a poor representation of her.
I mean, I didn't want to say it, but I'm
my
just
hair
saying, like
yesterday, though.
you just said, man, like we're all supposed to be together here. We're all supposed to be, you know. I
Hey,
show up here.
is why you- this is why you-
I show up here trying to represent, you know, myself well, and I know sometimes depending on where I'm at,
I be
depressive
burning
wise.
hot.
But
I'll be
you know,
wilding.
Yeah, I'm just saying, you know.
Hey, every team's got different roles. You know, your
right.
role is to check me.
You're right.
My role is to crash out, and Carlos mediates.
I don't remember the last time I dressed up on this pod.
You showing all types
no,
of thigh.
I really liked when you had the Dodger outfit on.
Oh,
You
but you
look
caught me
super
like,
handsome. I like that
But
fit.
see, when I get all dressed and my wife ain't going, she's like, "Where you going?"
That's hate.
Nah, but no, it's not. Oh, from her, yes.
Yeah, that's
yeah,
hate. That's
yeah,
Wifey,
Yeah.
we're on the videos.
No, I know, but she want to know why? Because I look like this when I go with her somewhere. So if I get juiced up,
Oh, you get
Oh,
dressed for
that's so real. I get so mad.
the moment
it.
it really don't be for women too,
I have a
though.
question though. I believe it.
I
believe
dress for myself,
I
for
believe
sure.
women dress for themselves. I believe sometimes I should just be able to get fly and just go run 2 errands.
Absolutely.
But the question is, when you said the moment, did she let you get that shit off?
No, I just said it now.
Because I'm gonna let you know. I know that shit wouldn't have worked.
No, none of it worked.
Hey, let's
No,
make
you
this
never
clear.
said that.
None of it's a justification.
We've learned a lot of things about me on this pod that I'm not aware of. A lot of situations. That one I know was not gonna work.
The moment. You knew we never said that shit?
Hey, some days I feel good about me. That don't work either. Huh?
Nah, bro.
That's crazy.
Hey, don't you dare have self-esteem.
Yeah, well, in my absence. I don't have it in my
Oh,
absence.
you feel special without me?
No, it is annoying though. I hate when y'all. Yeah. So that's weird.
That was toxic.
Why the fuck
That
you
was
call
toxic.
me?
No,
why
you call me toxic back there.
Trigger.
You don't hella trigger.
Her whole face
Triggered. I got him every time my husband left the house with fucking cologne on. Made me do his hair.
That's the one right
Button
there.
up shirt
I
on.
don't put on cologne.
He never put on
And when I
cologne.
do, it's-
I've never been able to get the. I never got
when
to
did you
call Jay
become a-
toxic until today. That was great.
Respectfully, when did you
Dude,
become a
I
German
switched.
Shepherd? My mom just said it
When
right
did
now.
you become a German
My
Shepherd?
mom was like, "Yo, who sprayed some shit up here?" My dad was upstairs spraying some shit.
Exactly.
He ain't left the house in 6
He
hours.
said, "Get my work clothes ready." She said, "The shit ain't gonna smell like that tomorrow. You got to spray it again. Don't spray that.
No,
That's hate.
hey, no. Hey,
50 years of hate is crazy."
This is how I know as well. I saw one.
Spray this shit again.
I just seen. Hey, I saw.
Don't spray.
You wasted the shit in the house. You got me all flustered for no reason.
Oh,
Wait till tomorrow so I can get
I
mad
thought
again.
we was doing something.
Wait till tomorrow so I can get mad again.
I forget. One of my boys was dealing with
Your
this.
mom
One of my
and
boys
dad.
was talking to his sister. He was getting ready. I will never forget this. And she walks by and he just got his clothes out the dryer. You know, he didn't want to iron them. He threw them in the dryer. She goes, "Who you trying to smell good for? What is that?" He goes, "Downy, ho." I'll never forget this. He was so mad at him.
Downy is crazy.
Down
He
here.
said, "Downy, ho."
They got the new cologne scent.
I was like, "Hey, shout out to JC, bro." That fool said that his sister looked so bad, and he was just like, "Why you clocking me
That
right
shit
now?"
crazy though. Downey is wild. All right, let's get to this fun facts, man. I got some Father's Day fun facts. Do I got hand claps or nah? We're at the nah stage.
No, okay. That's okay.
We don't even matter. Oh, yes, we do. We got him. We got him. All right, here we go. Fun fact. The first Father's Day was celebrated on June 19th. Damn, that's close. June 19th in Spokane, Washington, thanks to Sonora Smart Dodd, who wanted to honor her single father, a Civil War veteran.
What year?
1910.
Wow.
1910. It says Father's Day celebrate. I think that's just known to person. Oh yeah, I guess that's a
Yeah,
real.
that means you had like 8 people there celebrating their dads at least.
Yeah, and he's a Civil War veteran. Hopefully, he was on the north side.
He's in Washington. I would
Spokane,
I would
yeah.
assume so.
I didn't think Spokane was around in 1910.
'Cause I feel like Spokane is like the Union's version of like the Appalachian Mountains. Like if you was like in the South and you didn't really rock, you were like with slavery, you like went and you hit up in like Virginia and shit afterwards.
Yeah.
But if you was Union, but you were like all like mountainy, you're like Washington. That's shit. It's like the same environment.
Philly. I'm going to Philadelphia.
I'm stupid, but I swear I got some. It makes some sense.
It became
She's so mad.
I was like, I can't disagree.
Can't disagree. Father's Day became a national holiday in the U.S. in 1972 when President Richard Nixon signed it into law.
Seems Nixon-y.
That's crazy. I know. That's how I felt.
I'm like, yeah.
But then again, any president like before the 90s,
I
feel
was just
like
gonna say
all full of
Clinton. Yeah.
After that, it's like, yo, you was gonna get bullshit no matter who was there.
Yeah.
So,
Hold on. Time out. So June, it started on Juneteenth.
that's what I was.
So hold on, Father's Day started on Juneteenth.
No, the first one
The
that was
first one was on
celebrated.
Juneteenth, and then it became a holiday because of Nixon, and then he ripped black fathers out of the house. Open your third eye, people. Ain't nobody connecting the dots
Third
here.
eye is crazy.
Wow, that's kind of crazy.
It is when you think
I
about
mean,
it.
that is weird. That's one of those conspiracy theories for
It is.
Did I
real.
just create a conspiracy theory?
No, you did. Father's Day was literally meant to distract from Juneteenth.
Possibly. Yeah. Well, not even possibly.
Put
First
the
one was
black man down and
1910.
uplift the white man.
Yeah,
the
right
white
after.
father.
Yep.
Yep.
Shit.
Wow, shit.
Every once in a while,
This one
guys.
gonna fuck with you a little bit.
Every once in a
This
while.
one gonna fuck with you.
Oh, gosh.
Because I feel like this should be, economically, we should do this.
Oh God.
Some tried combining Mother's and Father's Day into a single holiday called Parents' Day, but it never stuck. You got me fucked up. It was a person.
I'm gonna say
If
what
you
the
got
ladies
me
are thinking.
fucked up,
Nigga, you broke.
No, I was gonna say
And I'm with it.
most of these dads don't stick around. That's why we all needed
Hey, there are more
We
fathers.
wanted
Parents'
Parents'
Day,
Day,
but
we
it was
would-
always just me.
We wanted parents. Give me my own shit. Give me my own shit. Fuck him. Oh man, you wouldn't go for Parents' Day
I would.
outside of having Mother's Day. Like no more Mother's Day.
Yeah, that's okay.
Oh shit!
I wouldn't, yeah,
I think that's whack. I'm not gonna lie. I
You
think
had
you
a
should be able
chill
to
weekend.
He ain't shit for that.
I'm
I
tired.
thought that was the one. I chose that one.
I think
said, hey,
I
that
think you
might
should be
get a
separate.
little-
I think you should be able to celebrate people
but
separately.
I might surprise you every once in a
Yeah,
while.
no,
I'm not gonna lie. I was ready to be on your side. I thought you were about to put the battery in my back.
He
She
put-
said, "Yeah." I said, "God damn it!"
He got the gat ready.
I was so
and
mad.
everything.
I thought we was going outside.
Hell yeah, she was like, nah. Look, I sold all my shit today. I'm fucking good.
She's at peace.
I ain't got. Look, you can say whatever. You can say.
She was like, "Hey, you know,
I'm
hey,
dropping
Nick,
it.
Nick,
I'm
Nick,
dropping. I'm
hey,
dropping
I
the
saw
check
the light
off.
today, dog.
I'm dropping
She
the
said, "I
check
got my
off
jewelry
tomorrow.
back. Fuck y'all."
Fuck them. I'm getting my third roll and my birth certificate
that's
back.
okay. I think honestly, I like parent. Honestly, I think why probably, and this is gonna, you guys are gonna be like, oh, okay, is because it feels inclusive.
Yeah.
And it kind of eliminates that. Like I said, you know, not just dads. Let's not be disrespectful to dads on Father's Day, but there's a lot of single parent households, whether that's a mom or a dad raising children. That's just the reality. Or so when you have this like Mother's Day and there's not a mother in the picture, or Father's Day and there's not a father in the picture, or they're adopted or whatever, they're raised by their grandparents or their auntie or their sister, like it puts this like pressure on children, and they feel like, you know, I don't know, it makes you feel more other. So I think parents is just more inclusive, because your parent could be your grandma. She parents you, you know,
Right.
and that's your parent. Like your parent could be your big sister. Your parent could be your stepmom or your stepdad or your dad or your mom. Like I feel like it just actually opens up a broader title for what's actually more realistic to what children are, who they're being raised by, versus trying to like highlight, dude, this was Nixon, versus trying to like highlight mother and father, which often makes people feel like shit. So
Right.
I don't
You
know.
know what's funny? I took the exact opposite way. I was like, in my head, same logic, but like different view of it was, oh, it's Parents' Day. People who don't have both parents, in my head, I was like, they're
you're
gonna
thinking
feel,
both.
yeah,
And I'm thinking like, either
yeah,
or.
yeah, like, oh, you only like single father, single mother, and that's what I was, because I was like, at least with
Y'all
Mother's
both
and
right,
Father's
though.
Day, you can go. I don't think she's wrong. I completely blew my mind.
No, I said both of y'all
Yeah,
are
like
right.
same logic, but
I
just
didn't
like
think it
Yeah,
different scenario.
interesting.
yeah, because I was like, oh, Mother's Day if you don't have a mom for whatever, you know. But at least you have Father's Day on the back end to like celebrate that parent and stuff like that. But I can see the logic on both sides, to be honest with you. But yeah, I was thinking the exact opposite. Like if it's Parents' Day and you only have one, then the kid would feel like isolated and stuff like that. Like, oh, you only made one arts and crafts project. Why didn't you make both of them? Like, you know what I mean? Stuff like that.
Yeah.
Parents will fuck you up if you ain't got both.
Oh, bro.
Or it's almost like
That's kids crash out of school for shit like that. I can, yeah.
I never understood it, but I never went through it. So,
Exactly. That's what.
So it's like I can't sit here. That's
It's
what I hate.
a privileged lifestyle, bro.
I
Having both
recently
parents around.
ran in.
Or just even like having parents who like love you and show up for you, and you know, even because I mean, both of my parents are living, you know, and both of my parents
They showed up to like your graduations and shit together.
yeah, you know, that barely, but they never showed up to my sports games. They didn't go to my practices.
You think that mattered to you?
To recitals. Do you think it matters when you show up to your daughter's stuff?
I don't know, because I feel like if I argue the other side, they don't know what it's like.
No, you know what it's like to feel the absence of having support. Anybody knows what that's like. You feel it. You know when other people have their family around and you don't.
In the moment?
Oh yeah, absolutely. You can tell. That's often
That's what I'm saying.
why-
I've never had to live with that.
like often even children that, you know, you see it in their behavior. Like I think that you feel it. You're supposed to have two parents that love you. That's the way that God designed us, or even just human nature if you don't believe in God. And so the absence of having parental figures, whether that's even just emotionally, maybe they're there physically but not having them emotionally, you feel it from child
And
into
Carlos, we
adulthood.
come from a very like privileged spot, like in the sense of like this, like, hey, your mom and dad couldn't go, my mom and dad would show for you. If my mom and dad can go, your mom and dad would show for me.
That's what I'm saying. I never
like,
knew
it's
what
a
that
lot.
is.
Like even not just like your parents, but we had subs.
We have a
could
privileged family too, though.
Yeah, like your mom paid for my first year of playing like rec basketball, and literally is the reason why I played a college sport. I remember telling someone I was like, my parents paid for sports for 13 years. The least I could do is go try to play in college.
But
that started because your mom did that for me. Like, you know what I mean? Like not everyone gets that support system to her point. Like that's a very privileged spot. Yeah.
It's a game changer.
I don't feel like this generation is family oriented to that degree.
And no one, I'm gonna stand by this. I've said something before. No one talks in families. I see people eat dinner as families every day, and people are on their iPads, their phones. No one's communicating.
Yeah, I make my kids turn this shit
like
off.
it's the what they call the nuclear family. That's like the term they use. Like the problem is they're saying the fathers are in the household more than ever, which could statistically be true.
Yeah, no.
But the problem is no one's communicating in the house.
It doesn't matter. Exactly.
Yeah, like it doesn't matter if you have both parents, one parent, no parent. If no one's talking, what difference does it make?
You're very right. And that's why they said they've actually debunked that myth that it used to be that for a child to be the most like successful or resilient, the idea was they had to have both parents in the home. They actually need to have their mother be happy, joyful, and have a balanced central nervous system. If the mother is emotionally well balanced and mentally healthy, then that child has the best chance for success. And that's important because a lot of women will stay in, like me, in abusive marriages, toxic marriages, or relationships with the father of their children because they are thinking that I'm providing a double household and therefore I'm setting up my child for success. I just want to let those women know that that's actually not true, baby. The best success for your child is for you to be happy. Now, if you have both, now your child is booming. So that's the ultimate goal is to have both parents that are healthy, happy, emotionally mature in the household. Like a good old, Karl and wifey. So that's the dream right there for any child. But yeah, just that idea that like it's not always what we think it is, And so I don't know.
My mom always said, "A baby don't make a family."
Man, your parents, I love your parents.
Why do you think
They never miss. They have never missed.
No, there's some misses. I still tell them on the pod. There's some misses.
So it doesn't. It really doesn't. It won't keep no man, that's for sure.
The top gifts include tools,
Happy
clothing.
Father's Day.
I'm glad I laughed that hard.
You see, I tried to get it. I tried to skate through it. I was like, "Nah, let her live. Let it breathe." The top Let me do it. Top gifts include tools, clothing, electronics, and grilled meat accessories.
Makes sense. I bought every single one of those
See,
things for my
hey,
dad.
look, I'm gonna get this out of the way.
The grilled meat
Thank you.
accessories
Can
is
you go-
hilarious.
ISO.
I'm gonna get this out of the way.
Literally.
Respectfully.
You guys are tired of
Not
that shit?
disrespectfully.
No. I just want look. My wife has come to accept it, and it took a few years for us to have this conversation, like openly, and she gets the joke off.
Okay.
But her gift giving for me is trash. If it ain't, and it's okay.
It's okay. We all have our strengths.
Yeah, and
Are you a good gift giver?
yeah.
Thoughtful. She always likes it.
Man, my shit crazy. There's nothing she can say about it.
Okay.
Mother's Day, she got a car.
That's also
I said, what did I get you for Mother's Day? Because I forgot. She's like, your Social Security. I said, that's fire. To get that off, you're not just giving your social to anybody.
Hey, and also, we do come from two men who are horrible gift givers. So
Yeah,
that's why,
but I'm
that's
saying-
why we're nice.
You guys had to learn.
She gets shoes, cars. We go on trips and shit. Like certain things.
I love that.
There are times when I haven't been the greatest, but like I got an 85% success rate. I would think 85
Now give
is
me.
solid.
Now,
do you-
what are your gifts looking like? Christmas, birthday, holidays.
Wife beater, or excuse me, tank tops. Sorry, I caught myself. Not saying him specifically. I'm just saying what it looks like. Cologne that we already had.
No, I want to know. I want to know specifically what you
all right,
get.
there's two. There are ones that stand out to me. I want to say
Worst
that
gift, best gift.
she knows that it's some golf shit, but that's hard. If you don't know the ball that I play with,
Yeah.
you know what I mean. You don't know
golf
the
gift
glove
card.
side.
Yeah.
But even that is tough too, because it's like, yo, she got me a towel that I have with Corey's picture on it.
That's cute.
And like both of us, like at the golf course.
I love that.
And that was like about 3 years ago.
Super cute.
Then they had like a little tee ball, and I make sure to still use that shit, like a tee holder that said "Best Dad Ever."
Love that.
That's
From
right.
Corey, and I was like, yeah, that's fire. Ever
that.
since then, though. But she admits it. She like, look, what you want to do? Because I usually plan all the shit. I usually,
okay.
and then today she's like, you want to go to Benita? I went yesterday, but I was like, I ain't gonna tell you no because the shit too fucking fire.
Okay. Also, hold on, this is a good point I was gonna say.
I need to check that
Do
spot
you-
out with you guys.
It's really good.
It's fire. We were just literally.
Yeah.
I feel like
And cheap.
it's a
I'm
double.
eating you
Yeah,
up
it is
next
super
weekend,
cheap.
see
I
how
feel like
that-
it's a double-edged sword though for men when it comes to receiving gifts, because if you're too particular or like too over the top, they start calling you certain words. You got certain adjectives.
What do you mean?
Like bougie. If you don't want a toolbox, I think the word they've been using online all week is zesty because you don't know how to build a house. But also it's like this: a man who's overly complicated, I feel like you just get to a point where you're just like, as a dude, you're like, even if I want that, not like speaking of following your own, but just men receiving gifts, like even if I want that, it's like, am I gonna even like go out my way to explain that I want this? I'll just take whatever it is. Like I feel like most dads or like most men in general are like, oh, that's cool. Like I'll just take it, whatever it is. Like they're not like most. You might have one. I feel like most men like gift giving era, like especially like my father. Once every 2 years, he actually knows what he wants, or he'll like express it. And we get it for him. But then the other time he's just like, oh, just give me whatever. I don't really care. Like I just feel like most men hit an age where they're just like, whatever it is, I can go with or without.
That's everybody too, though.
I do think it gets easier as you get older. You know what I mean?
Like I feel like women like experiences more so.
100%.
Yeah, like and men, we don't know how to handle experiences sometimes.
Because we only get 3 emotions: happy, mad, and confused.
That's what I'm saying. But like some of the shit my wife
Most
do.
men can't express anything else.
You ever got a pedicure?
Yeah.
That's amazing.
I look. I was like,
That'd be
yo,
a great gift.
Exactly?
I'm an experienced gift giver, or
You gotta have
I
a
either
feet
go
for it though. My dad ain't got a feet for
You
it.
gotta do
Pedicure
both.
with gang
You
signs.
gotta do experience, sentimental, or like something they can like useful, right? So those are I either go useful, like, or something you like, sentimental,
Right.
or which would be like the towel.
Yes.
Or an experience.
What do you
which would be
think
like
your
a
fire?
pedicure.
What do you think as a woman your fire like Mother's Day gift has been? Like the best one you've ever done?
I've ever done for
Yes.
my mom?
No, I mean Father's Day. My bad. I'm tripping. Look how threw us already in the backseat
You know what?
again.
It's hard because Father's Day wasn't something. Well, with Jaylee's dad, he wasn't around, so we never. And then my second baby daddy, because I'm classy. He was from the.
We really got her on a good day.
He was from the Middle East, and they didn't celebrate Father's Day.
Also, but he doesn't do it here.
Well, I would always do it for him, but like he never, like it wasn't a big deal. So I'm trying to think, what did I do? But probably electronics, made him his favorite meal, snacks. I love to put like gift baskets together of like treats or. I like to think I'm a pretty good gift giver. Like, I try to be thoughtful. But I did hit up your wifey, what? This is going to go to your point. And I was like, yo, tell me some of Karl's like favorite things. Like, I was like specific of like all the different things. And she was just like, he doesn't like chocolate.
Aren't you allergic?
No, I just don't eat it.
And I was like,
unless it's mixed heavily with caramel.
she's like, no chocolate candy, no chocolate cookies.
But I be forgetting shit like that about me.
But she did say like
Until it happens.
Your favorite drinks were like you like sparkling water. But I was thinking like I was like nothing like specific, nothing like favorite of a favorite. Like can I get his
She's like, you know who you talking about?
But you know what though? But
Because we're low maintenance.
But it goes to the big thing.
You guys are.
I didn't
You
know
are.
my older brother was colorblind. You think I'm gonna judge your wife for not knowing your favorite snacks? They have been colorblind my whole
You know
life.
I thought he was talking about Miles. I forgot he had older brothers.
Me and my ex, I'm done.
I know his brother. I'm just being funny.
Me and my ex would go at it like when we would bring each other the wrong snacks or something. It'd be like, I'd be like, oh, you stopping at the convenience store, you want something? Yeah, you know what I like.
But also
bring me home
adapt.
some bullshit.
Yeah, I'll say this. You know how many times I've been given the wrong
know
thing
what I
or something
like.
I don't like, and
From your spouse?
from like someone I'm dealing with, I've been like,
Nah.
and then me be like, am I really gonna look at her and be like, you don't even know me? I'm just gonna sit here and eat this and just shut the fuck up.
Nah,
My
you don't
wife-
even know me.
I'm like pre-groomed to like not like to like don't give a fuck about me. It's cool.
Exactly.
Like, my-
not right for men to feel that way.
I'm pretty sure that you've done it, like, not on purpose, but like when my wife go buy snacks, I gotta adjust to the kid snacks.
True.
But
I
that's
be
different though.
eating
That's the kid
goldfish.
situation
But when-
though.
I be eating a
when
little
we're saying,
jelly.
like-
Them Welch's, I
Hey,
need
this
8
shit-
packs of Welch's
hey,
to
this
get
shit's
to
hit
the
though.
way. I
This
know
shit's hit
what I
though.
need.
This shit's hit.
But I need 8 of them.
I know.
Hey,
Hey,
So I don't eat the kids snack. Hey,
you
shit else in there. I want more
Hey, you
water.
had a juice box lately?
I gotta make that for 30 minutes. I don't want to do that with something quick.
Hey, you had a juice box recently? I had a high C in a box. This shit took half a
Oh, they're
second.
fire.
It was great, but it took
you
half
need-
a second.
but
I
you
was like, damn, I forgot I'm about 4 times bigger than I was the last time I had one of these. Like, right when it
I'm
was
4 times bigger than that.
right when it got good, I was like, oh, it's over.
Oh my
No,
god!
you need at least 4 of those. That
I was so
I've been
good.
watching kids take a little sip and go back. I'm like, I'm still thirsty. What he just did, like,
Bro, that little sip, Corey had one a couple weeks ago. That little sip would have hit the back of my neck, bro. Only the front of my tongue would
the
have been
back
big.
of my neck.
Hey, they have the nerve to put 12 juices in the honest thing. Knowing these,
That shit
I
ain't
need
even
8
half
of
a
them.
gallon of
I
juice.
need 8.
Just to quench my thirst.
I'm still fucking thirsty over here. What is this? 4 ounces?
That's why we know why.
They say they want us to drink
What is this
120
for?
ounces of water a day.
What is this for?
4 ounces is crazy. Who the fuck is this thirst quenching shit? Is
4 ounces.
oh my god, that was fucking funny as shit, man. What do you think the best gift you've ever given to your dad on Father's Day?
Ooh. I got him a couple stuff. 2 years ago,
Oh, I
or
know
like
what
three,
it was.
3 or 4 years ago, I got him a Mariano Rivera jersey and then a Clemson baseball jersey. My mom usually gets fire gifts from me. Like this year, she got a Mickey Mouse Pandora bracelet charm, or a Minnie Mouse Pandora bracelet
we don't
charm
wear
that says
accessories
"Mom."
like that.
The girl I'm dealing with, I got her a massage for Mother's Day. Yeah, I'm nice with it, bruh. Like, I'm gonna say this, like, you mentioned, I'm one of those people, like, we always talk about me in words. The second you show an inconvenience, even if I'm not gonna be able to do, like, fix it in that moment, I'm gonna remember that you said you like this or you did that, just
you're
because.
thoughtful.
Also, I'm crazy a little bit. Like, I like to argue. I don't remember every word you ever said,
my
so I'm
Lord.
gonna hang on to it. but
my
when
Lord.
I use my powers for good, they're used for good. What I give and my dad's also simple. Like he just be wearing sports stuff. My mom's like,
No, I'm my back to church from yesterday. And today.
yeah, like my parents. Yeah, my mom and dad will tell you, like, out of at least in my house, I'm probably the best gift giver.
Yeah.
And I probably am the one who wants the least of stuff. Like, this year they actually got me a real birthday present. I mean, Karl, you're laughing. Last year I turned 30. They went on a cruise without me and gave me a $50 DoorDash
I was
card.
on sad cruise.
What'd they get you this year?
I was going to go buy a TV, and I woke up late. And then when I came home, my dad got it for me.
Oh, I love that. That's cool.
Yeah,
That
I was
worked
like,
out.
I appreciate that.
That's
He goes,
solid.
he's like, just make up for last year. I said, we good.
Yeah, no, we're definitely good after that.
Yeah.
My dad, let's see, maybe like 7 years ago, we all went to the Del Mar Fair, or what is it called now, San Diego County Fair.
Experience.
And exactly, and they have the wood signs where you can get them like engraved.
Those are hard.
My dad has a man cave. My last name is Fox. Our last name is Fox, and so I got him a custom sign that said the Fox's Den, and I had them
That's hard.
I had them put like 2 like fox paw prints on it, and so he has it over his man cave.
That's hard.
That's
I think that's probably one of the best gifts.
that's unique and thoughtful.
Yeah.
Like
But
that.
I've done like gift baskets of like all the grill. My dad loves to grill. He's like, that's him. He'll grill in the rain. So I've done like a gift basket of like all the
That's a
different
bar.
accessories. No,
Hey, hey,
because
felt it.
No,
He
no,
will,
no,
and he
no,
does.
Hey, you want to know how
That
dumb?
was-
I'm
that
so
was
dumb. I
fact.
pictured the Missy Elliott. I can't stand the rain, but with the grill. And I don't know why,
That's
but in
that
my
nigga.
head, I just pictured him with one
He
of them
makes his
umbrella-
own barbecue sauce, like-
Oh yeah, he's a,
that
he's
comes with
certified.
grilling in the ring.
Yeah, that's
Okay,
true.
you feel me?
I don't know nobody
That's
grilling
in
in
the
the
back.
ring.
like he uses the old school paintbrush.
Oh, yeah.
And paints his chicken with the barbecue sauce he
Oh
made.
my god,
Oh,
man.
he mops it up.
So
I ain't got nothing else, and I just realized we did it too. We
Okay.
did,
Hey,
we did
hold on.
it
Hey,
too.
Thorpe.
And we made it worth your while here because
Hey,
we did an hour and a half.
hey,
So,
Thorpe.
not for real.
Hey,
It's a
Carlos
real
ever
thing.
get you something for Father's Day you remember?
He ain't gonna remember that shit.
All
right
he
there.
did was repeat the question, guys. That tells you how.
obviously another tumor.
That's 6. It's what 35
What
of
do
it.
you do for your dad?
We buy food now.
Yeah, at this point.
Drinks, experiences.
Experience, yeah.
I'm not buying them a
Did
car
you
when we can just go out and eat.
Did you take care of the meal for both the dads today?
Yeah, I do that for all, but we do it for all of them now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're at that point.
Yeah, you get a little jack and all that other stuff, and go eat. We watch the Padre game today.
You know what I love about your father? Thorpe didn't start drinking in public till you got financially stable.
Because now drinks are on him.
Exactly.
Well, no,
he would get one Budweiser.
Well, that's because my mom said
Now he drinking
she
good,
said he was a weekend warrior, so she made him. Because I remember, like, you know what's funny? Like, that's another thing. Some of these kids don't know what it's like, and let me hit this button real quick. Some of these kids don't know what it's like to watch, like, your uncles or, like, your neighbors play dominoes.
For hours.
You get what I'm saying? Like you as the kids get to play outside a little extra longer because they out there slamming bones down. That's a real thing.
There's nothing better than like your mom's like, let's wrap it up, and then you hear one of your family friends go, y'all don't want another drink? And you're like, I got 35 more minutes.
Yeah, they don't know what that means.
Everybody inside on the tablet. You don't care if you got 35 more minutes. Y'all just holding a book club.
But on this street, like, I don't know what it is. This street holds magic. Like this.
100%. Kids been playing on the street for 25 years.
And every time I come, there's kids out there playing.
Yeah, and that's where, because she's been asking me more. Corey be like, yo, can we go to Grammy's house? And I can't say no. Because I'm like,
what's the alternative?
There is no alternative.
Like,
I don't know too many other streets like this where they can do that.
No.
Most kids are going to the park and like I feel like these families are weird. Like they get to going. I got to tell her things that you don't normally tell kids. Like, yo, don't be going in nobody else's garage.
It's funny because if you know the street I lived on, if your garage was open, that means I was allowed to go in your garage.
Yeah.
Now, don't touch nothing, but you can go in the like
now you can't.
Bro, yeah. Trust me, I feel you.
It's like there's certain conversations. They had water balloon shits out playing yesterday. They was getting hit. A girl like was being mean to her, dumped water. I let her do it. You got to go through this.
You know, like I grew up on a street. You know this. I grew up on a street when I got there. I was 11. I left. I was 27, and I think like in my age group, throughout time, me and my brother's age group, there's probably 30 of us, kids wise.
Wow.
There's probably like 28 houses. You know, kids move, they come back, but like I ran my first fade for real on that street. I broke up a fight. I saw the first time we ever lit something on fire. Like, all the stupid stuff you're not supposed to do while your parents are at work. You got to experience that, man. These kids ain't never seen nothing. And they're afraid of everything and know nothing. How are you afraid of some shit you ain't never done? You know how I found out you weren't supposed to jump off shit? I jumped off some shit.
Oh, my Lord.
Yeah.
It's the only way to learn.
It's scary, but, you know, you just pray to God nothing crazy
How you not going to have fear if you don't do something you're not supposed to do? Like, you got to learn you can live through some shit.
You do.
Yeah, like, you got to protect them. Don't get me wrong. But,
learn you'll survive.
if he don't bleed, he'll be all right.
And that you're not telling our generation that. We done seen too much shit.
Hey, we grew up on a show called Scarred. I don't know if people remember this on the TV.
3 Cheers.
They just showed injuries from extreme sports for 35 minutes.
I was going to read what Jay had, but I decided I'm going to keep that for myself.
Oh. Well, I took a minute to write it. That's why I was a little, because I was like, you know what? Let me stop and pause and let me really write what I want to say versus just Happy Father's Day and signing that shit.
Absolutely.
Is still going? Is still going?
Yeah, it's just weird.
All right, okay.
I've seen it do this before. Hopefully it's cool. I wanted to give a 3 Cheers shout out and rest in peace to the people that lost their lives in the Air India incident, man. I thought that was crazy. Planes have been dropping out of the sky. I'm going to tell people just be safe, pray. Shit, because you can't control what happens on the airplane, man. But yeah, man, that was unfortunate. And then they had one lone survivor, so I thought that was crazy too, just in general. So, yeah. Anybody else?
I don't know. You want to go first?
Sure. Yeah. I wanted to give a 3 cheers to the dads.
Yeah, shout out
in
to
the
us.
building. Happy Father's Day to Karl. I was thinking about Lex today. I called him. Happy Father's Day to Lex. Happy Father's Day to my boy Kendrick and Jamar. I was calling my cousin Mario. I was calling some of the dads in my life today, and when you read the card, I say a little bit about it. But like, my dad wasn't. I love my dad, but he wasn't the best role model or example, and he was in and out of my life, so I didn't really grow up with like a father figure, let alone a role model, or had an idea of what a positive like father and husband looked like in the household, So it's really been my friends, that I've seen model being a husband and a father, like Karl, like Jamar, like some of the men, Kendrick, some of the men I just mentioned. And you guys have taught me, like, this is what you look for in a man. This is what makes a good father. This is what makes a good husband. And I'm just so appreciative to be able to share space with you and to learn what a model of a good husband and a good dad and a good partnership and a healthy marriage looks like. Like, that's really special to me because I never had that, and so I don't know why I got emotional, but good dads are so important, and I think I'm just lucky to be around really good dads, and you're a really good dad, Karl. Like, I don't think people understand, like, how dedicated you are to your children, to your daughter and your stepson, so I really hope that you felt special today, and that the hard work you're doing it's not in vain. It's going to pay off in the long run, for sure.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Just try. Yeah, just wake up every day and try.
Just try, right? Exactly. That's all we can do.
I might groan.
I guess this is funny because I was going to use this last week, but I couldn't come. And it's not the last episode, but we'll send it. I want to say 3 cheers to the pod in general. Just, and mostly like growth. I haven't been here. I've been here a lot, but not consistently. It's been on and off the last few years. And, just what's been built, Jay coming in, her checking me when I need it. Karl maintaining what he has to maintain, and just like I feel a lot different when I leave here each week. Like, for better or for worse, but like I feel like there's something I've learned for the most part.
That's why we keep coming.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So like, just to the pod, because I don't know what my schedule's going to look like next week or the next few weeks, how often I'm going to be able to be here. But like, I want to just express that, like, I appreciate you guys, you my peoples. I appreciate everybody who's out there. If you like me, I appreciate it. If you hate me, I appreciate the hate listen too. Hey, bro, I'm here for all the listen. Yeah, like, it don't. You know how much you got to really hate somebody to keep listening?
Half of my followers.
Oh man.
Yeah, but yeah, no, I think it's done. I'll say this: I am a caricature of myself to a certain degree on here, and I like to play a little devil's advocate. But I do appreciate the people who reach out. They try to check me in my DMs about shit. They say certain things, but it's cool though. It means you're paying attention, you're listening, and I don't take offense to it. Like, this is the version of me that you're getting, and I have to live with the fact that that's who you're getting in this version of me. I don't get offended. You don't know me in real life for the most part, but what I do appreciate is the fact that people are that invested in this podcast.
Yeah.
And that's like, whenever that happens, that's the part that really resonates with me. Is like, well, if you didn't care, you wouldn't have even reached out. So you care at least. I said something that at least moved you in one way or the other, and that's all I can ask for.
Amen.
That's real.
Well, I appreciate that.
And we out. I don't got nothing else for y'all. See you next week.
Oh, shout out to the Mexicans.
Hey!
Shout out to them for sure.
Shout out to the Mexicans in our Nipsey Hussle voice.